Welcome to Off Da Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, hot takes, and in-depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us as we give you your weekly dose of anime coverage.
One. What the hell? Yo, boss, we're cooked.
Noise,
boss,
bro.
man, we're
I'm
cooked.
sorry.
What?
I
Okay.
really wanted to do that. I'm sorry.
Yo,
I'm
can
sorry.
we lock the fuck in, man?
Before my co-host
Welcome to-
fucks up this whole thing, welcome to Off Da Binge, guys. To all the new returning listeners, I'm your host, Crash, aka the Hispanic Assassin, the anime veteran who keeps reading up on literally any other manga and webtoons, but still hasn't caught up to One Piece. Sorry, boys. If you know, you know. Shout out to my homies. We got an interesting podcast for you guys today. Our boss man, as you can see, Legend D Vash, couldn't make it. He found some cool Gooner content that he want to check out. No, I'm lying, guys. He's actually doing another podcast if you guys want to check it out. Diving into the events of WrestleMania. So once you're done listening to Off Da Binge, go look up Vash, Watkins, and Drop, and give him a shout out. And if you have any concerns, questions about anything with WWE and the WrestleMania event going on this week, definitely look them up. Definitely give them a shout out and like and subscribe to them. But don't worry about Boss Man since he don't got us here. We got still an amazing crew. We got the one, the only. I gotta shout him out, guys, because I told him I was gonna do something spicy for him today. We got starting off first with one of my first co-hosts, the Lord and Savior, the one who is risen from the dead after 3 days. He loves Kurisu from Steins Gate. It's the one, it's the only, Man God Grem.
Yeah, hey, I'm the man god. I kind of just busted my way into this pod, I came, I saw, I conquered, now I'm here. What can I say? I like Kurisu, you know how it is. I also like to skip over Nate's introduction.
Yeah, something getting skipped.
Something getting skipped. Yo, Neko!
Hey everybody.
I'm used to
me, Neko. I'm just a chill girl that watches everything all at once. Of course, we're here for a wonderful pod. It's been an interesting week. I wasn't here last week. I sadly had something happen, so I couldn't make it. But I'm happy to be here with the gang. It seems like every time when someone's not here, and then the other person's not here, and then the other person, our boss man's not here. So look, hey, it's all right. But here we are. This is your go-to seasonal anime podcast where we dive into the best, the worst, and the hidden gems of each anime season. And we're going to start with our binge chilling, our new segment, of course, of what we've been binging as a group or as solo. And I'm going to pass it to Gremmon and Nate. What have you guys been binging? I sadly haven't. I have, but I haven't really kept going, so I'm not going to mention them each time because I have no updates. So what have you guys been watching?
Eureka 7 still.
Yeah.
Did we
God,
promise?
no.
Okay. First off, did we promise we were gonna finish it? I think
We
Gremon said.
did.
Gremon said we were gonna
said
finish.
We were
Did he?
finish.
We
I don't
didn't.
remember.
We failed.
finished.
We
Yeah,
failed. Okay.
we
We failed.
have 4 more episodes, so next pod we will let you
We
know
definitely-
how the ending will be.
Yeah.
But for these 4 episodes, because we did watch 4 more episodes this week, man, Eureka and Renton just need to communicate. We've had this talk before.
So many times.
Communication is vital. And I get that they're both very young. But the fate of the world is on these two. And we had 2 episodes with these 2 characters being too embarrassed to talk to each other or too in their own heads to talk to each other. And I mean, I thought we were over this, but of course we're not. They're both young. They're how old are they? I
They're
can't
young.
remember. I wonder how old they are.
Yeah. I wonder.
Maybe they're what?
Surely his next
Fuck.
birthday's came by now, right? I mean, come on.
Surely he's
surely.
14, maybe 15. Who knows? That's a joke. If you guys didn't watch episode 1, or if you guys have seen episode 1, you would know that Renton 5 times in the episode tells us exactly how old he is. He calls it out so much, actually.
Yeah.
But no, he's 14, so I get it, and Eureka's going through some changes. She's turning
To say the
green.
least. Butterfly.
Oh, it's a puberty?
No, well, yeah,
Aliens.
basically.
I
Alien
see.
alien
Adolescence,
puberty,
guys.
you know how
What
it
can we
is.
say?
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah. And then Brenton is like, "Bitch, you're crazy. What are we supposed to do?" And she's like, "Bro, I don't fucking know. What are we supposed to do?" So it's like, you got both of them not knowing what to do. They're both a little bit scared. Areka's changing into this hideous monster, as she puts it. And meanwhile, Renton is just like, "I don't get it. And I have to deal with the kids now too? God, couldn't you tell me what's wrong?" Because she's been trying to hide it. Homeboy had to destroy his arm to make everything better. Like, he grabbed a rock and started beating his arm. He broke his arm and shit. He's like, "I will make
Nani?
this better. We will be the same." That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was a bit extra for sure.
Yeah. And then the entire next episode with him having like a hallucination because of the pain and stuff. It was pretty fun. But we're nearing the end. And I mean, I know some things, because I know about the sequel series, which
Oh,
has
I thought you were about to
Renton
say
and
I thought you like spoiled yourself an ending or something, bro.
no, I just know that they're
Oh.
nothing bad. I don't think is gonna happen because I know there's a sequel
Mhm.
series, and I know Renton and her have a kid or
Mm,
two,
mm,
I guess. So
mm.
I don't know. Surely something's about to happen, and everything's gonna be all right. So I don't think I'm super afraid of anything bad happening.
Don't
I guess
worry about a thing.
because every little thing. No, but I'm a little bit worried about the people outside now. Like, what is Dewey gonna do? And poor Alimony. I know her name is Anemone, the flower,
That's
but I like
fucked
to
up,
call her
man.
Alimony.
That's fucked up, yeah.
Uh, Poor her, and we learn about her circumstances. She was basically a test tube baby, or a baby that was struck with like the fascination or whatever the hell it's called, the disease, and then was experimented on until it basically destroyed her body and created her into an artificial Corallian. So we know a little bit about her, but then she pushed away her boy, and her boy left, and it's like she's
That's
like, "I
sweet.
can't believe he left me," and it's like, "Of course he left you. Like, you pushed him away." Like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. I don't know. I'm excited for the ending though. So, what do you got?
Yeah, we're in the final stretch, so you obviously have like we've had like the build up for the final like battle with like Dewey, and then you have Dominic teaming up with the Gecko State, which is actually really cool, and also the commander too. Who when Gremon was saying he liked the one of the commanders from the military a lot, which I think
Mm,
he's kind of underrated, right? I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about him, but like his speech to like the other people in the military and all that, like I actually really like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's building up for a pretty heated, finale with kind of everything going on. So yeah, also yeah, the reveal that we had, actually I think the last pod we had, the last episode we left off with, like revealed that um they were on like Earth or whatever, cuz what they thought that, or like the assumption was that we were on like another planet, obviously, like the whole time or whatever. So there was that. But yeah, seeing Eureka and Renton, who obviously we know who they are, trying to survive out here in the wild and all that with the kids is just, it's something. But also we had a crazy reveal actually at the episode we just finished with Renton's sister. We saw her, so that was like kind of something crazy to leave off with.
Well,
So
I don't know if she's like a hallucination
you'll see,
or,
man. You'll
that's
see.
why I didn't speak too much about
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's here
Yeah.
somehow. So who knows?
Yeah.
I had a question too, for Nate. So since this is a rewatch for you, like, how's your feelings about, like, is it still the same? Are you kind of loving it more, or like how's that going?
I mean, it's one of my favorite series, so obviously like
Mm-hmm.
that still stands. But I wouldn't really say like, I think there's certain things that I've certainly like appreciated more with it, or I've picked
Mm.
up more, because like when I first watched it was like 2015, 2016, and I was like
It's been a minute,
I was
yeah.
very new to anime, so like I feel like now that I've watched so much stuff, it's just that like there's a certain other things you pick up on I mean, it's almost like 10 years ago that I watched it for the first time. So that's only like natural. So like there are certain things that I do appreciate more about the show. So I would say it still stands. One that's
Mm.
like still holds up. I still would say it's one of my all-time favorites. One like I hate to bring up Code Geass, but like because I love Code Geass, right? But a
Hey.
lot of people have pointed
boy.
out the problems with Code Geass, and that's one I'm like,
Yeah, after the
yeah,
rewatch.
that's one I'm scared to rewatch because I'm like,
I'm
Right.
so
gonna be
Right.
honest with you.
That's why I
I
wondered with you rewatching this one if it felt that way, right? But that's good. It still
nah,
lives up.
yeah, it still holds up, and there's even things I feel like I liked more, or like because like I like Tahoe, but I think I liked her a lot more on the rewatch.
for sure.
Mhm.
Because like the first time watching, like I liked her, but I wasn't like really crazy about her character. But like watching on the rewatch, I'm like, damn, like she is literally like the Rock, you know, for a lot of especially Holland, but just a lot of the cast as well. Like she's one of the best characters in the series for sure.
She's kind of the goat. I'm
Yeah.
gonna front.
So like something like that, like her, she grew on me a lot. And there's a lot of other things too. Not even just from a character perspective, but just like the story perspective, like picking up on certain things or things that make more sense than maybe, you know, how it came across the first time I watched. So it certainly helps rewatching for sure. Especially, I mean, Grem obviously being like a first time watcher, like that's obviously really cool too to see like reactions to certain moments for the first time and all that. So yeah, it's been great, but we're in the final stretch now, and I'm curious how Grem's gonna feel about the ending. Yeah. But
I mean, it
Mm.
can't be that bad. I mean, like we got kids
yeah,
and stuff.
they have a
so,
kid, so you know how bad could it be? We'll find
Yeah.
out.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Oh no, you ready for my hot take? You ready for this?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Have you seen the show, Neko?
Eureka, yeah, but I haven't seen the
Okay.
ending stretch. I think it's been so long.
Okay. Right now, I'm gonna be so real with you. The
Uh-oh.
series as a whole is better than Code Geass in my eyes.
Oh, so that's what you're gonna say. Okay.
I probably like it more
Ooh.
than Code Geass too. It's not by much.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Understandable.
You know why?
They're about the same for me personally.
Okay.
It's because I think all of season 2 of Code Geass dragged until
Yeah.
the ending.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Until
Yeah.
the ending. Code Geass
Yeah.
season 2 was painful to watch until the very end, and then it had one of the best endings in anime
Yeah.
to date. The
Yeah.
Zero
Facts.
Requiem is one of my favorite endings. I can go to YouTube right now and look up some of these reactions. Chibi reviews his reaction. I can go look at Blind Wave's reaction. I can go look at the
Shout out to those people.
Normies reaction. I
Shout
go
out.
to so many people's reaction to that, and seeing the like feelings of everybody, and it was just an experience. And if you haven't seen it, you have to
Right.
see it, because what happens and what Zero does
Right.
in that moment, what Lelouch does, what he sacrifices in order to get the ending he wanted, is just so beautiful. And his sister and everything, and then the what, 3 people that knew what really happened,
Mhm.
that are like, fuck, like, oh no, like, it's so good. So I'm the only reason like Code Geass is so high in my mind to date, because honestly
ending.
season 2 was so bad, but the Zero Requiem, everything surrounding the Zero Requiem was so good.
And then
That's why
they
I
That's
don't
fine.
really
I
hate
can
your
respect
take.
that take.
Yeah,
honestly.
because like I would agree with some of the stuff in season 2. You're like you don't really kind of feel as immersed and like
Mhm.
Eureka, like everything in Eureka, you're like, oh yeah, this like you appreciate all the characters. And you do appreciate the characters in Code Geass, but until that ending, you're like, oh,
I feel like
is
the
cute.
characters like I feel like there's certain things that like each of them excel at. Like Eureka though, like because I'm big on characters, right? And I feel
Right.
like Eureka, like they do a good job, like with the cast. Like
Yeah.
you really like feel for the crew, like even the members that aren't as involved, like you still like feel for them in certain moments. So like I feel like on a deeper level, I just care a lot more about the characters in Eureka
Mhm.
7 than like Code Geass.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, that's one I'm scared to rewatch, man. Like even what Greg
Oh.
mentioned, but just like certain plot points or like plot holes that people have pointed out and writing
Yeah, yeah.
decisions. I'm just like, man, I watched Code Geass almost 10 years ago as well. So just like, there's a lot of stuff I don't even remember. So like, if I rewatch it, like,
Right.
how would I feel about it? Like, I'm just kind of nervous.
Yeah,
But
let's keep that one down there then for
I
sure.
get that. I
Yeah.
get that.
I do need to watch the new
Maybe-
Code Geass that released a while back. I forgot
you
what the
don't.
name of it
Oh
was.
no, you
No, you
don't.
don't.
That
No, you
new one,
don't.
That's
no,
what
no,
everyone's
you
saying.
don't.
Really
They said
don't,
going
No, you
about it.
don't. You don't.
You
Don't.
wait, you're telling me you don't need to watch Code Geass? Come on, it's one you gotta watch.
No, he said the new
No,
one.
the
Oh, the
new
new
one.
one. The
The
new
one that
one.
came out
Yeah.
recently.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
The one,
the latest
the
one
one
that
that
came
you
out
know ruins the Zero Requiem, the ending.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I
they-
was
that.
like, do I want to do that to myself? And
No.
Nah.
I
You
still
heard it
don't
here
know
off
why
the
they
Binge,
did
guys.
that. Like, I don't know. It's like the Fooly Cooly thing. Like, why do you keep putting out
Oh,
Fooly
for real.
Cooly? Why do
For
you
real.
keep doing it? Like, just
For real.
stop. Like, it was fine how it
It-
was. Like, literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
All right, Crash, you
Uh,
got some binging you've been doing?
I'm gonna make it quick because I want to get into the nitty gritty, the spicy
Okay.
takes. But this week has been a very interesting one to say the least. We finished celebrating Lent. I'm Roman Catholic, so Easter, guys. Happy Easter. We're
Mm-mm.
doing this podcast on Easter. Um, on the anime side, I actually for once finally caught up to Ranking of Kings. I'm not done with season. However, I will say the first episode, the first 10 minutes was fucking boring. And that's why I couldn't get myself to it. So I had some downtime, like, you know what? Let me push to it because the other anime I was trying to watch, Masamune Son's Revenge, was really, really kicking up. And I have some theories about that. But I was like, you know what? Let me finish Ranking of Kings. And then I got to episode 4 and I was like, why couldn't the anime for season 2 start off with this? This is fucking more interesting than fucking episode 1. Like the whole thing with the brothers, I'm not gonna get to their origin stories. I was like, I need to finish this anime
Yeah.
like tonight type. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm probably gonna finish it, if not by next week, for sure before the end of May, 100%. And then for the movie wise, because Vash, he's not here, he's not able to give his take. I took a little bit of inspiration from him, and I saw a movie with my mom and my wife. It's something you can watch on Netflix. I highly recommend it to a lot of people who are into a lot of culture. It's called Miracle in Cell Number 7. It is a Turkish movie. Came out in 2019. If you want to cry, because I went in there, I had heard about the movie prior. I don't know how, but I've seen a clip or maybe 2 before, and I paid it no mind, so whatever. And then I watched the full thing with my family today, and I did not expect to cry, like just straight up cry.
Damn.
That is probably one of the best movies I have ever seen in a very long time. It's very powerful. The MC, the father, he is disabled. He is a little not all there, and he is a father of a daughter, whatever. And I don't want to get into this whole the whole story about like what it's all about, but a canon event happens, a really tragic canon event, and he is blamed for a canon event that he has never done. So now to try to save him from this canon event, he has met other people, other characters that are like bad guys, I guess you could say, and it's this like little adventure of like him just like meeting the people of his land. It's all in Turkish, Arabic, so it's all in translation. If you like subbed anime, you'll kind of like this. If you're looking for English translation, I wouldn't advise you watching this, but it's very powerful. It has a lot of moments where it's like kind of like what the fuck. And there's a big plot twist that made everyone cry. It made me cry. It made my wife. It's a good, powerful movie when you get hit with watching an anime, you get this powerful plot twist like, oh, no, please, I wanted this person to live, or I can't believe they died, something like that. You'll get that in this movie. But I highly, highly recommend it. Just be advised, you will cry. I would put money down on anyone who watches it.
Not
if
me.
You don't cry, you're evil. Shame on
Nice
you. Because best believe, I'm happy that I was able to give it a chance. Honestly, I'm not gonna say more on it. I don't want to give the spoilers because honestly, this is a movie where you can't speak about it. You got to go in with no context, and then at the end you're gonna be like, what the fuck? So
I like that
I
stuff.
definitely
Okay.
recommend that. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. But yeah, that is my little review, my little what I've been binging for the week. If there's something else to talk about, guys, I want to go on to the anime spotlight, the deep dives and the mini reviews. Pretty much what we are watching for the seasonal anime for the spring for 2025. And we're gonna start off. If no one has objections to it, to like the drama aspect of that. The first part is gonna be the Apothecary Diaries, and I'll just start off by saying I cannot wait for the next episode. I was already
Mm.
expecting a lot of things with this Ice episode, and then I seen a preview for the next episode. I gotta say this here first off. Major spoilers from here on out. So if you guys want to be spoiled, if you guys haven't caught up to any of the anime right now for this season, skip this part. There'll be timestamps and all that on the bottom. But we're getting fucking like back next episode. I cannot wait to see this shit. I want to know what happened
Yeah.
while he was on vacation. But in terms of this episode, it was really cool to see like Mao Mao make ice cream with that, and then that guy that we saw at the very end. I had to do a double take because me and my wife was watching it, and I thought that was Jinshi looking at a grave, and she told me no, that's not the same hairstyle. It has curly hair. She
Mm-mm.
thinks it might be the eunuch that we keep hearing about. So I had to double check that. And I'm like, let me ask the crew here. Let me ask you guys: was that him or is that the eunuch?
Yeah, it was the eunuch, right? That
It
we
was the
saw last
eunuch, yeah.
episode.
Damn, stupid.
No,
thing.
I could see why. I could totally see why though. Like you
Look pretty.
could think that. Like even when we saw like I think it was
Because he had
Grem.
his clothing.
Like when
that's
we
what
saw
threw
the
me off. I was
eunuch in the
like, what?
previous episode, like Grem was even like, oh, like I think he said something like, oh, he's beautiful, like Jinshi,
Yeah.
like
Ooh,
Like
yeah,
Jinshi, yeah.
like has that like I don't know, kind of
Yeah, that's
womanly
what,
that
features.
glisten.
yeah,
that's what the people say.
yeah. So
That's what the
I get
people
that.
say.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
I will just say also, Mao Mao's dad coming back after being
Yay!
exiled all that time. That was so cool. Everyone's like just roasting Mao Mao, like your father's nothing like you. Why are you just like that? And you can see that little stray cat, like like, huh? Me? Stray cat? No way. That was cute.
They were
They were
roasting her,
Mao,
literally.
like,
Yeah, they were
yeah,
roasting her.
they're like, your dad is actually normal, and then looks at her like, yeah, you're not the same. You're not the same.
Can't relate.
Did he
Can't
really
relate. I'm
raise
just
you
like my
like?
old man.
What the
was
fuck happened here? How are you that person's daughter?
Right, like he's so sweet and so, bro. Yeah, it's not the
And
same.
and I guess gonna with finalize with that before I go to you guys, the elephant in the room that I would recommend a lot of guys also pay attention to as well too, pregnancy. Because I didn't know about the fetal positions front and back, so that's
Oh,
very good to know. Um, you know, as a father of pets, not of actual kids, it's very good to know in advance, how those things happen because you don't know what's going to happen during pregnancies. Now it's going to be 100%, everything comes out all smooth. There's always going to be some complications. So it's always good to knowledge yourself, understand these
Hopefully
things
not
when
all
the time comes.
gonna be complications.
like you saw pregnancies?
Occasionally, there's not gonna be complications.
Yeah, but
I
sadly,
mean, you
it
got
does
the
happen a lot more
The thing that's scary
than
with
we want.
Apothecary though is that like the time,
time
yeah, the
period.
time period. It's
Yeah.
like because nowadays
Right.
like I feel like it's not like they have a lot of ways obviously to deal with it, right?
They
ultrasound.
Yeah,
do.
like
Yeah.
to make it
Well,
like less what's the word?
Lethal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
yeah,
literally.
they stab women in the back in their tailbone, right, to make the pregnancy go more smoother. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's
There's
to
so
help them
much.
to
I just
make
hurt
it.
my back. I'm not gonna lie when you said that.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
yeah, but it does help for a lot of women
you
to give
gotta-
birth that way.
Dude, you got to think about like with Apothecary, man.
Yeah, they're
Like
doing it
It's
wrong.
dangerous.
sorry.
if they're cutting open to do it, C-sections these days. If
Yeah,
we hear about a C-section, it's like, oh, well, that kind of sucks, but the scar will heal eventually, right?
yeah.
Back then, it's
Like a
fuck.
death sentence
50-50,
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so much risk, and even my mom said it too. Like even if you have the best midwife possible, there
Yeah.
is no guarantee. There's always a possibility of risk. So like, she was like, "Don't worry, I know a guy." And in her mind, she was like, "All right, old man, time to shine."
Well,
So then,
I like how she thought about it. She's like, man, who would be perfect guy? Who's a eunuch?
I was
Also,
like, "You're not gonna think about your boy?
It's
like,
really good, right? I was
father?"
like, why'd you take a minute, Mao Mao? You know the best man to do it. I was like, Mao Mao,
Well,
no way.
you got to think about it, right? There's like two issues with like her recommending like
Oh, for sure.
her dad, right? Like one thing is that first off, that means Lacan's gonna get involved now.
Yeah.
Like for sure. We know how much he loves his uncle. Right? And then also you gotta know that he may resent her for making him come back. It was like Like he got screwed out of his livelihood and everything else because of something he didn't do. You know,
Mhm.
like, so for sure he's gonna have some type of feeling about it. So it's like you gotta. She didn't want to put her dad, someone she respects so much, through that, but also she was like, by the other side, she's like, but he's my dad and he's kind of the fucking goat, and I
Yeah.
want these guys to put some respect on him.
Yeah,
You
yeah, for
know?
sure.
And it's a desperate time, like
And she
desperate
cares
measures,
about her, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
So she doesn't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
it's like she wants the best doctor for her. So of course she's like, yeah, I'll sacrifice any to get her a good like delivery, even if it brings dad here. The
Yeah,
dad's
but now,
accepted.
like if the
yeah,
dad's gonna be like, obviously he's back, and then if Lacan's gonna be involved, obviously like people
there's
are
a lot
gonna,
of
the other
yeah.
people are gonna feel some type of way about that too. So like, especially with what happened with the dad in the past, so it's like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
things are
for
gonna
sure.
get pretty juicy coming up
And
for
that's
sure.
that's what I've been
Potentially,
missing from Apothecary Diaries for a minute, because it's like, don't get me wrong, like, the frog scene, that whole thing was something
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
waiting for a while, but there was something in the part 1 of season 2 that's been a little lacking. I don't know what it was. You guys kind of felt that way too in previous episodes, but from this episode onwards, I'm just like, oh no, they're cooking right now. You got all the pieces now starting to get into play, and how it's about to go down, who knows? Even this eunuch, I have a feeling he might show up in this coming episode, and he has to do something with Mao Mao's dad. I don't
Hmm.
know, but I'm really looking, like, it's just getting juicy now. I'm kind of like, this. I feel right now how I felt when I started watching season 1 of Apothecary Diaries. I'm like, this is what the fuck I've been looking for. This is how I know she's getting peak. I can't wait for the next episode. Like, this has to be fire. I know she's gonna go down. Like, I doubt. That's why this was the episode of the week for me, for this episode, and potentially next episode. Like, this is cooking right now. I can't wait. I really just
That's
can't
good.
wait.
You're enjoying it, man. Yeah, like Apothecary sets up really well in the first half, but then it pays off in the second half a lot.
yeah, the
So
second
yeah,
half, it's shaping up to be, I don't know, with a lot of the moving parts right now, it's actually kind of insane actually to think
so
about.
fun,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, because there's just like so much. There's like obviously this development with Mao Mao's father. Also obviously Jinchi's still like his past, the eunuch. I mean, there's so much. The pregnancy. I mean, geez, there's just like so much they're setting up for like and also the stuff with Shisui and
Yeah.
that. So which she
I keep,
randomly popped up to have ice cream with him. I'm
I was,
sure. I'm
I'll
sure.
just say real quick.
Where'd
And
you
this is
come
specifically for Grem.
from?
I told my wife about how
Motherfucker.
you're reading like the novel, like you're a little more ahead than us,
Yeah.
and she just kind of like looked like, because I'm telling her about like how, like, I think she is the what do you call it, the concubine, the
Lolan.
little girl,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like, I don't think so, but what does he say? And I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want no spoilers. So I'm like, if you
Okay,
know
but
anything,
what have I said every single time? Why you throwing sus on my girl?
and that's what I
She
told my
ain't
wife, and she was like,
nothing.
She's with you, but since she's like, there's something about her. And she doesn't think she's like bad, but she's
Sure,
like,
man.
I don't know why
and
you're
I trust
throwing
the woman.
sus
She
on my
pops
girl, bro.
up.
She's just there.
She pops
Yeah.
up at the most random times. She dips away at the most random times. I don't know, man. And also
I
last
think y'all
last
are
podcast
just-
episode that I caught that nobody else caught. But we ain't gonna go into all that.
Hey, shut up about that.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody look at that section, because bro, I dropped a massive spoiler. Nobody
Insane.
fucking go there, bro.
Shame on
Because
you.
when I did it, I stopped and I looked at my camera. I don't have a camera, right? But I looked at it. I was like, ooh.
Oh,
Done goofed.
Ooh. And I
done
kind of
goofed, my boy.
stopped. And then Vash is like, what happened? I was like, nothing happened. Yeah. And fucking memories over here like, I caught that. I caught that. It's like, shit, you caught that.
you know what else I loved about this episode for me personally was just how deep like Mao Mao's and Xiaolin. I have a hard time saying her name.
Oh, homie
Xiaolin?
shit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
homies, like, and you kind of remember, like, in season 1, she did always mention, she's like, oh, this is a good gossip girl. She could tell me all the info. But now they've gotten so, she's actually, like, loves her. You see their deep connection, and she's like, I actually love this little girl. She my girl.
I was
gotta
nervous.
protect
I
her.
was so nervous.
I'll do anything
Something.
for her. Name your price. I'll do
No.
anything. He's like, anything? anything, and he's like, I want you,
Oh
and she's
yeah.
like, huh? She's like, oh no, I just I'll think of something later. I'm like, you had your shot. You fumbled the bag so hard, my boy.
Oh
You
whoa.
had put the hand
Well,
on the wall, put her right
well,
there. She could have said something,
he
but no, this boy
nah,
fumbled the bag.
he did what he meant to do there. I think you misunderstand what happened in that scene. He gave her a rule that
You
if
can only
someone's
say
talking
something.
no, that if someone's talking to her, she has to listen. Keep in mind what has Mamo done every single time the past couple episodes when Jinchi has tried to tell her who he is.
Yeah, he was just
Not
Yeah,
basically
listening.
telling.
He's just, yeah,
she
no,
cut
yeah,
her off. She has cut
She
him off
deflected, yeah.
and ran
yeah,
away
deflecting.
Yeah.
every single time. And he made her promise that the next time, like that when
You're
somebody
gonna
is
fucking
talking to her,
listen.
she has to
Yeah,
listen.
please.
So I think you're not thinking about that properly because he basically said you gon' listen and you gon' understand.
No,
So
I understood that. I'm
Putting
just
his
like in my
foot
head, like
down.
you could have also said a little razzle dazzle, like, hey, like like
I
what's
mean,
up?
he did tell her to put on the hairpin he gave her. So I
he
He
mean,
did
did.
he
He
that
did. He
did.
said,
ownership. Remember that.
yeah. He's like, hey,
Hmm.
hey, put that on, girly. But yeah, I love
But,
Shaolin and Mao Mao's relationship, you know, and also Shisui,
oh,
right? But those two are the OG. They've been together throughout these like whole 2 seasons, and yeah, like
I'm
Nate said, I was scared something was gonna happen, but no, you know, it was
yeah.
alright. We're Gucci.
I'm glad that like it makes sense though, like Mama was gonna do something, right? But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
still
Yeah, I said last
nervous.
episode.
I was still nervous, especially with this how a lot of the characters are like we know in this
Right,
series,
bro.
like how they can be. So I was still like kind of nervous, but I'm curious though, like because like with this like with the eunuch, um, and with how kind of some of us I think have put together like who it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then also like the thing with Shisui and who I think it is, uh, like that scene with Shisui, Shaolin, and Mao Mao, I'm just like, man, that might be the last good time they have together eating ice cream
Oh
like that or
You know
whatever.
what?
Honestly, like
no,
with especially with how things are shaping up for the second half of this season, I would not be
yeah,
surprised. Like, there's not going to be probably much fun time like that, depending on
No,
how
from here on
things
out,
happen.
we're getting straight to the point. We're getting that sauce. We're getting that good. We're getting that
damn.
zesty, that razzle dazzle. You know what I mean?
Oh
But I
my,
will
why do
say,
you call
Apothecary
it
Diaries this
zesty stuff
episode
so
was
much?
peak.
Oh,
it
who
was
was
a
talking
very
about
good
that?
episode.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have nothing else to talk about, we can go to the next one. Which unfortunately I'm gonna have to pass on to you guys because I'm not up to date. I want to watch it. I haven't had a
Mm-hmm.
chance to. I'm talking about the one and only Your Forma, episode 3. Who watched it this time around?
I think we all did. Yeah, we all did.
Yeah,
You know what?
Aw.
You know what, Nate? You take
I
the
mean, I don't
reins.
even have much to say, honestly.
All right, then I'll take it
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
I actually I really liked how this episode focused on Harold, you know, being a robot, right? You know, our girl, she you know, they want to be partners, right? She wants to be equal partners, right? But sadly, he's a robot. He's not going to be on the same wavelength that she is, right? She thinks like, oh, I thought, you know, he was trying to apologize for what he did last episode, right? Which you guys didn't mention. It's okay, you know, he did something, he baited someone, but he didn't really want it to go the way it did. But, you know, he was just thinking of like a good solution, right? Without any violence, but it turned out to didn't go as well as he planned. So he tried to apologize this episode, really, because he does care about her, but you know, he's still a robot at the end of the day. He's gonna do what he's gotta do. And he can't really help in situations that really need help because you know he can't really hurt humans and whatnot. So it was cool, right? To see like even though he can't express himself like the way like the same way, he does still in little ways, right? He gave her a plushie to make her like feel more happier, like a little more happy. And he still does care. But she wanted it to be like, I just thought you would like lean on me basically and not, you know, we could have talked about it together, but no, you rather just kind of went underhanded and set me up to get the criminal, but we could have like talked about it. So that to me that was like a big cool highlight. I know we skipped the first volume, so you kind of get that relationship, but this relationship still isn't like, you know, put all together, right? This is still like they're still building the relationship and whatnot. I think so. That was really cool just to see those little details and a lot of other things in this episode. Finding out like, oh, maybe the Amicuses are really maybe a little dangerous. Something's going on. Maybe Lexi didn't tell us the whole truth. Like what is going on?
Yeah, that the way it left off was kind of like, ooh, for
Like,
sure.
hold up now.
Yeah.
And poor Harold, he got beat up, bro. He couldn't do anything. He just got pummeled, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
he
dang.
just helpless because the
'Cause
way
he
that
couldn't-
the way he's
yeah.
designed, the way they're designed to be, he wasn't able to do anything. Like even
Nah,
that plays
that's
into the previous episode too, like how that what you were talking about earlier, like it kind of plays into that as well, how they're like
Yeah.
designed to. Yeah, I don't know. I still can't help but feel like I know there was some things. I think Neko, you talked about like that they added here that was like original stuff. They're trying to like kind of fill in some of the stuff that they like skipped on, I guess, or like something along those lines. But like my thing with this is just like a lot of, especially the main like pair, they're like it feels like already like established, and it feels like you're supposed to feel some type of way, or they're trying to make you feel some type of way in like certain scenes, but it just like I feel like not all the time, but like there's certain times where just like it just falls flat, or I just feel nothing personally. And when I feel like maybe they're trying to go for something more impactful, but that's kind of been my thing with like I don't know, but I feel like it has so much potential, but there's just I feel like there's something missing, which obviously there is something missing because they skipped the whole first volume. But I don't know. There's still aspects of the series I like and I find fascinating, but I just feel like there's stuff holding it back too. Yeah. So, Grem, you got anything for? Well, we know kind of already how he.
Yeah.
Would you like me to read out my notes for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please.
Where is your Forma on my notes?
It's
They
in the
cut off
bottom.
his head and put it on a different body. Poggers. That's it. That's all I got for you. I thought
feel like
I thought you were gonna be more
it was
brutal.
gonna be the.
I
I
thought
thought
there
it
was
was gonna
another
be the
thing on top.
ZZZZZZ, but that's a different show. My bad.
Oh. I don't remember
Oh
that then.
man.
Okay.
That's
Let's
for
move
YAIBA.
on.
Alright, if we have nothing
Oh,
else.
YAIBA, I see. Well,
Yeah.
all right. It's time to get
Yeah,
into Anne Shirley, something that maybe will bring a smile to everyone's face. guys, yeah.
Is it getting dark now? Is it finally getting dark?
No, it's not dark.
Oh.
No, not yet.
No.
Look, we gotta. This is like about her life. We don't get dark yet. This is the beginning. She's still
Yeah.
chipper. Well, not as chipper actually by the end of this episode. But hey, you want to talk about it, man, God?
I liked Aunt Shirley. We got this episode, so she starts going to school. There's this little
Yippee.
prick there at school, which is fun. You know, you gotta have the little asshole kid. Little asshole kid instead of what we normally call him, dude. Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
Oh no.
If you know, you know. Which
If
only
you know, you
yeah.
know, which only some of us do. No, it was a good episode. It was really fun. I liked seeing how Anne like sticks to her conviction that she doesn't lie. And people think that she does, or that she might, or that she's being dishonest with them. And we just see Anne go, okay, fine, I'll tell you I did the thing. Can I do what I want to do though? Like I didn't do it, and I told you I didn't do it, but you don't seem to want to hear that I didn't do it. So I did it, I guess. Like, and it was really interesting to see her like be like, fine, I did it. Now can I do the thing I want to do? Like even though she didn't even do it. And it is really interesting to see how much she is she may be a little shit, but she never lies. And I think that's something very interesting about her that I can't wait until other people start to realize it and see how they like use that against her. Because I have a feeling somebody's gonna use that against her at some point. The fact that she just doesn't lie. I don't know. But no, Anne's a fun character. I really like Anne. Every episode makes me happy watching. Yeah, it was a good episode.
That OP and ED are phenomenal. Like
talk about it.
finally we got him.
Yeah.
Finally we got him, right?
Yeah,
And
that is the debut of it to this episode. Yeah.
it was absolutely like fantastic. Which Naoko Yamada, the director, I think Neko actually watched the movie recently, The Color Within. Like she directed
beautiful.
that, and she's directed like a lot of like stuff at like KyoAni. So it felt like that. Watching the OP, I think she might have worked on the ED as well, but definitely the OP. But
I think the ED too, actually, yes.
yeah, which is kind of crazy. She did both.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
watercolors were their idea, I think, or something, or they did it. I forget the details, but yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was not expecting to see her pop up on. I mean, we just have so many good OPs. I feel like visually and just like a lot of the
Mm.
songs too. But yeah, that's the first thing I definitely wanted to mention with this episode. But yeah, and with everyone's gonna talk about. I feel like her cracking the dude over the head with that was just savage. I mean, everybody else getting some kind of way, like they're head over heels for this dude, and nah, she could care less.
Would not be
Yeah,
bothered.
yeah,
She
could
is
not
thinking
literally.
about
Who
her
was that?
twirling in the lake, brother.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Isn't dude's hair kind of red too? Like, I don't know what dude's talking about. Like, called her like, what did he call her? Carrot top? Or,
Carrots,
yeah, like,
yeah.
is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
his hair is kind of red too, was it not? I swear it was, but
Yeah, it was.
So
I'm like,
look,
bro,
for
what are you
me-
talking about?
For me, I think that was a lot of people's problem before this anime came, because we were like, well, that won't make sense if he's gonna call her that when his head is kind of red. But I think it's more peach, like it's
Mhm.
a little like red.
It's not
like
as
orange
vibrant
pink.
as hers. For
Yeah,
sure,
so I can but yeah, I get it though. Like that would have really kind of makes sense, because initially his hair is always brown or something like that, right? So I guess they wanted to do it a little differently. I don't know, but yeah. But it was just funny, right? He's trying to get her attention. She's worried about her black hair twirling in the lake. She's just enamored over there, just in her own little world, and he's just like, oh, she's not. And then she's like the first in my class, or like at the top of our class, my class. Oh no, I gotta put down. I gotta show her something. So he tried, and no, he kept poking at her and called her, but like carrots. Like the one thing she doesn't like about herself is her hair. How dare you? And she hit his ass.
He seemed more worried about like hurting her feelings than
Yeah.
than her freaking cracking him over the head with the like, which I mean
He
that's I
immediately
think
apologized.
yeah, I think that goes to say more about like, yeah, he may seem like a little asshole, but he's actually like deep down like probably a nice kid, right? So
I think he
time will
just
tell.
likes her, bro.
yeah,
Bro, yeah, his
Oh,
face
it's one of
was
those
like
Come on, bro. He's just
Desmond from like
into
Spy
her.
X Family.
Spice Man. Oh, from Damien and Anya.
Yeah, like Desmond,
where-
like kind of like you're
Yeah,
an ass,
yeah.
but like I low key have feelings for you.
No, yeah, his face after he got hit, he was like, oh, she's still like
And he's
oh.
happy about that, bro.
Oh.
He's a little sadist kid. That's what he is.
Or a masochist, yeah.
A masochist
Learn-
kid.
learn
My
young.
bad.
Yeah, that was funny to me. But yeah, like I think for me it's just to see like how Gremon said, right? She doesn't lie, but she'll lie like with her little dramatics. She'll lie if it gets her somewhere, right? If it gets her to do what she wants and stuff, she'll do that. But she's really not a lying type. So when Marilla found the pin and she just laughing, like she's like, oh my god! I was like, why are you laughing? You punished her for not something she didn't do, and then you all happy? Nah, this is dirty. You're about to not make her go to a picnic just because you couldn't found it, ma'am. That is crazy. But now this is a beautiful
Okay.
series, man. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
it's been-
I'm happy Gilbert's here. Gilbert is a fan favorite of anyone.
Really?
He's great.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a
okay.
yeah, for a lot of girls growing up. Oh my god, Gilbert was yeah, he was
Valid.
that guy. But yeah,
I
great
want to say
episode.
real quick, before we move on to the next part of it, we were supposed to give honorable mentions. I kind of like glossed over that real quick because I didn't see anything else. But
Good.
there's one anime that is technically drama. I think one of you guys is watching it with me. It's the Dinner Table Detective.
Oh yeah, that would be drama. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
yes.
We could bring that up.
So
real
it's
quick.
honorary mention, but since like I'll just say real quick. Since Neko wasn't here, we were giving our ideas, me and Vash, about like who could potentially be, the
Yeah, I
the
remember.
murderer. And I thought it was the brothers, 110%.
You did say that.
I mean again spoilers,
too
but
obvious.
I did not fucking expect it to be the driver. You guys were saying it was the child. I'm like, there's no way I would pay money. I'm so glad I didn't lose $20. I'm so glad. I was like, yes, it's not the fucking kid. She did try to help in some way, but she ultimately didn't murder. So I was like, you know what? I'll let that rock. I'll let that slide. But I will just say that this anime is very interesting because compared to the Doctor Detective anime from last season, this one is a little more mystery oriented, where it's like I actually don't know who it could be. Like I'm like putting in my head who it could really be with the tropes and like the obvious hints that the story gives us, but it's actually throwing us for a loop with all these things, and you have to ultimately wait for the butler, like what Vash was saying. Like at least they don't tell you right then and there the same episode. You gotta wait until next episode to tell you what it is. So I honestly like that right now. Yeah,
It's a good one.
and just the way how it like went, it was like, oh, I killed her because I wanted revenge for her taking my family's business. I was like, damn, it's not even like, it's just like to murder. It was like there was a whole backstory to that as well too. And then,
Mm.
the mom who died isn't even a bitch.
And then
She's
he felt
actually like,
stupid. Well, a lot of
Bro,
the
she was
family,
gonna
the
give it to
family,
him,
yeah, the
man.
family felt
you
stupid.
killed an innocent woman, my guy. Like,
Mm-mm-mm.
don't count your eggs before they're hatched from the chickens is I think the quote. But yeah, bro, you jumped the gun way too fast. She said one bad thing and you're gonna go what crazy. I mean, yeah, if you felt some type of way for sure, but revenge is a dish best served
It
cold, and
is.
honestly, that body of hers is cold AF.
Yeah. Oof. Bar. But that was sad, right? Because apparently she was gonna. Because before he bashed her head in, because God, bro,
Yeah, that was brutal.
he was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
That
he was
man
touching
wanted like
the key, right?
smoke.
He smoked, he did too much. I was like, damn. But apparently she was gonna touch the key and probably give it to him. Maybe that's why she was like, hey, I got you, bro. I got you something on
Facts.
the side. But he killed her at the wrong time. It was just heated, and he did it, and now she's gone. But at least he's going to jail. Maybe afterwards he can still get what she got for him. I don't know. He's cooked though.
Rest in peace to a great one. But I don't really care enough about that character to be like, yeah, you would be missed. Like it's whatever, bro. On to the
Damn.
next mystery, please.
Damn.
One more final thing I will say. For specifically memory, Mosu Gundam. You want to do it here? Or you want to do it in action?
That's action, buddy. Right?
We talked about it before, but I just want to double
I
check.
mean, we could do it here. Or we don't. Yeah, we could do it here.
That is true, because
Okay.
I guess
we
this
could
episode's
bring it
long.
up. Yeah.
Okay, so for anyone who is watching it, I think everyone here, but just in case, right? I already
Except
said in the
Neko.
previous episode that I am not feeling this anime, right?
Oh
And I
no.
watched the previous episode that came out, and what I will just say, because I told everybody here, I'll say here in the podcast that I have homeworks, lists about things I'm a little nitpick on for each and one of them. First one's be for memory, where I said I hope the next episode gets fucking better. You told me, and I quote here, it's gonna talk about the origin point of the older Gundam show, and I was like, okay, bet maybe it's gonna pick up, it's gonna get nicer. I watched it. What I will say is, it was a cool direction where they kind of used the old animation of the original Gundam for this specific episode. Even like when you're like transitioning, like Mosu Gundam,
Yeah, the
GQuuuuuX,
middle
right
cards.
there, that was
Yeah.
I will give it that. That was a little cool. Everything else was straight dog shit because I had to look it up too because I was like, no, ain't no way I had to watch the fucking anime now. So I watched through and through. I put bits and pieces together about this characters that you had to know from the previous shows, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. The first article that came up was, oh, this anime is now terrible because it's a what if, but now the what if is ruined because it just goes against everything that came up in the old Gundams. And I went through a rabbit hole of actually looking at it, watching little clips of the old ones, and I'm like, oh, so it's like a Violet Evergarden kind of situation where it's like, okay, the anime itself was great, and then you got the final movie, and it's like complete ass, and I'm like, oh, bro, why the fuck
the
am I even
movie?
watching this?
Oh.
Nah, bruh.
I had discussions about this with previous friends. Mind you, I had to rewatch the movie again because I don't know if I agree with that either. But that, like, from the conversation I had with that, but my point is, not to transgress. Like, if you don't know the anime prior to watching this Mobile Suit spinoff, you're gonna be confused. So that already automatically, I was like, damn, I should not have watched this first. I should watch the other ones. And then to that, I'm more confused than I am like, damn, like, I was like, what the fuck is even the point then? Like, okay, it's a what if moment, but then I'm not like immersed. I'm not with the characters. I'm just kind of like, okay, he's there, red Gundam. Then it's like, okay, white Gundam, and then they paint it to red Gundam. I'm like, who care fucking less? I'll get an origin story for sure, and it's interesting if you're into what if kind of scenarios. But if it has nothing to relate to the canon events of what's going on with the Gundam universe, why the fuck do I even care? And then to that, right? So I'm like, okay, watching everything. I'm like, okay, cool. That was an origin story. Now we're getting back into the fucking like the main like story itself. Like we're going back into the future where everything left off, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling it at all, and I feel bad because it's like I don't want to shit on like mecha animes that I'm not really familiar with, but if even the anime community is agreeing with me, and I just started like, and they're not liking it either, like that's just saying a lot. So my question to you you guys are watching right now, this anime, like, convince me to keep going and give, like, why should I give a fuck about these characters, honestly? Why should I care other than the romance that may or may not actually carry the show?
I mean, in terms of the new characters, I can't tell you how it's gonna end up because it's all a lot of it's new. Like a lot of this is just new territory, right? But like, I think what the whole like what they're trying to do here is they're trying to like bridge a gap between like the older fans because a lot of the older fans like actually didn't really like vibe that much with like Witch from Mercury, for example. But like,
Yeah.
but like, I feel like this is something where they're trying to like find like an even ground between like the older stuff, but then also obviously the newer kind of style that they're going for. And it's a ballsy thing to do. It is, right? Like you do have the setup how like the whole situation with Char, like how it got to this point. Granted, they actually didn't show everything that was shown in the
No.
movie, which is still interesting that they left out, certain things, or they are leaving out certain things from the movie. Which probably, if for some of the things, I feel like some of the things they should have included, but there were other things in the movie that if they did include, people would have been even more confused. So, I mean, I get why they didn't, why they didn't put some of the stuff in here in the series, but also some of the things they should have definitely included. I don't know why they didn't, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm even interested to see how it's going to turn out because obviously, like. Chalia Bull, like his whole goal now is, apparently his goal is to find Char, but then you have our other characters who are doing like these underground like mobile suit battles and stuff like that. So I'm just like wondering where, like, how is this going to connect, or is it going to connect, or like I don't know. I'm really curious myself on how actually everything's going to play out because, like I said, it's a ballsy thing to do to try and kind of do like pretty much throw out the original Gundam because like the whole thing with the original Gundam was the main character Amuro, like he pilots the white Gundam, but from what this series establishes, he never even pilots he never even ends up piloting the white Gundam. It's Char, right? So that changes, like you just throw the whole
thing
out of the window, right? Which, like, yeah, for someone who's getting into this as a new viewer, like I feel like you can still you get why the Red Gundam, or like the circumstances surrounding the Red Gundam, how that actually happened, and why Chalia is looking for someone like Char, right? So like a new viewer can get that, but I feel like for someone who hasn't, like, I don't know, I feel like that would rub a lot of people the wrong way, right? Kind of throwing out everything from the beginning. But it is a what if thing. But I feel like this was their way of trying to bridge the gap. It's a hard thing to do, especially when you mix like kind of that older aesthetic, that older style, older even style of storytelling compared to now. It's hard to do, and I feel like that's like, even for me so far, I've been enjoying it, but like I'm mixed on certain things in the series myself, so like I said,
would you say
I'm curious how it's going to pan out, or how they're going to connect. Like, is Char even going to like pop up again? Obviously that's a goal I think they've established, right? Is that they want to find Char, but I don't know. Then you have our other characters, like I said, who are doing these street battles, the underground stuff. I'm just like, I don't know how this is all going to play out, but I don't know, man. I get where you're coming from, though.
Yeah.
Partially, like, I could see why, especially for a new viewer, because I have saw it. People have said the same thing. Like, a lot of the terminology, a lot of the characters they mention, like, even the thing with the new type. Like, they're talking about new types. They haven't really, like, you can kind of, like, infer, like, what a new type is. Like, obviously, it's someone, like, special who has certain, like, special abilities. They're not your average normal person, right? But
yeah, I
like,
think Witch from Mercury mentioned them a little bit.
Yeah, like
too.
they haven't even
I
explained. They haven't even explained what a new type is, and I feel like that's something pretty important, especially for a new viewer, if they are trying to have new people get into the series. So there's certain decisions they've made that I'm not a big fan of so far, but also I kind of like, there's a part of me that's like, I want to kind of wait it out and see what they're really going for here, because it's still like, even the movie was 3 or 4 episodes contained, so
yeah.
We'll wait and see. I'm cautiously optimistic, I would say, especially like knowing the people who are behind the project. I feel like that kind of helps ease me a bit more. So, but yeah, you talked about like the references to like the older Gundam and all that, and how they did like even the sound effects, the music, the mid cards, like a lot of that stuff was really cool. So I know we went on quite a bit about Gundam. We pretty much that wasn't an honorable mention, guys. That was
No,
like, let's
no,
be
that
honest
wasn't.
here. That
No,
was
but
that was.
we
We had to
should
talk
have
about
said
it.
that anyways. But Neko,
No, no,
I
no.
know you wanna chime in on one last thing on
Not
this, because
Nate killed it. I'm just I like the new characters from the movie. I like them and I'm excited to meet them and stuff. I get it. I'm seeing it as a what if. I'm excited for Shalia. He's looking for Char. He's just like, where's my guy, man? And also I'm just still my whole thing. I'm still shocked that Shalia looks like that. Like from the original, he does not look like that. Why
Yeah,
did
it's like
they
night and
make him
day.
hot?
It's like
And
night and day,
younger
literally.
is night and day. I'm like, all right, bro. All right, I see it. I see you. That's all. For me,
um
that's it.
I'll just end it on a final question. You guys can see I have posted about this on our Discord. And I'll just question first with Neko and then with Memory. Graham, you haven't watched the anime?
He's not watching it.
No, he's not.
Z.
Okay. Would you guys consider this a kind of fan fiction anime? And it was a kind of interesting way this source, shout out to CBR, which again Vash was like, no, we don't do these sources, Crash. He's not here, so fuck him. Would you guys consider calling this a fan fiction kind of anime? For me personally, I don't know if I would call it that. But for you guys who have known more Gundam animes like that, or more mecha animes, would you consider this a kind of fan fiction anime or not really?
I wouldn't.
What do you
say
call
it.
it? I'm sorry.
I wouldn't say that. I feel like partially it's like partially it's like a love letter almost to like, or parts of Gundam at least. Like you can obviously tell the people behind it like do care a lot about it, but then also like I feel like they're trying to push Gundam to a new like audience, right? So I feel like the direction they're going for, it kind of like it makes sense, right? The same thing with Witch from Mercury. Like Witch from Mercury, they had that same kind of idea, right? They wanted to make Gundam more appealing to the modern like audience, right? Because the old, like even that what we saw, the prequel stuff, like how many people really you think besides the like, you know, a lot of the longtime fans, like there's not going to be as many people that are latching onto Gundam. I feel like
Yeah.
if the whole series looked like how, you know, it did with the prequel material, but like the aesthetic that it has with the new characters and just I don't know, the art style, the character designs. I mean, I feel like it's a lot more. It's something that I feel like newer fans would be able to latch on more to. So,
Right.
like, I get partially where they're coming from, but also like
This one, yeah, it's
also you
it's
could tell they
more
appreciate the original a lot,
right.
but they're also
right.
letting other things kind of like they're
Fit
trying to
in.
show other things as well. So, in a way, I
'Cause
appreciate it,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, because it showed all that stuff. It definitely just feels like a love letter, not a fan letter. I
Mhm.
feel like Witch from Mercury was more of a fan letter. Because like,
Oh,
let's be honest, it's
100%.
that was I'm not yeah like a fan fiction. My bad, not fan letter, a fan fiction. Because it's like I just learned this
Wait, oh, hold
recently.
on.
Yeah, because like I learned this recently is that they've only seen the staff even admitted that they only seen Gundam Seed, which is not a bad series. I love Gundam Seed. That's why the story didn't go as well because they just really they just do Gundam Seed, so that's why you could tell the story wasn't real. Like it didn't have like a vision and stuff like that. The characters weren't really well written and whatnot. So it's like, okay, well, so you guys I mean, you guys definitely had passion for it, but it's just it wasn't. It didn't really pull through at the end of the day because you didn't know Gundam like that, right? They've only seen one Gundam, and it didn't pull through all the way. But with this one, they clearly have seen the original and then everything around it, so maybe they can pull this one off, you know?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I don't know. I'm fascinated by it, but also like I want to see how they're if they do go for it, like how they're gonna still try and kind of
Right.
mix maybe the two, like if with
I'm
that
serious.
being incorporating the older characters, like if Shark comes back in the mix, like that's gonna be really interesting. Like if Char is interacting with our new characters, like that's just I don't know.
That would be
We'll see.
funny.
We'll see though.
I guess
Alright.
I'll leave it at that. I had some more things, but you know what? That's a conversation. I'll let it cook, as Memory said last time. He hasn't straight me last time. I was gonna go more ham. I'm like, you know what? Again, for the second week in a row, I'm let it slide. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I
Damn.
hope for the third episode it hits, or I'm so upset. But you know, to each their own. If you guys don't have any other more honorable mentions for drama, I was gonna go more into the Isekai and fantasy. I have one small shout out, one honorable mention. I'll just say, the Yandere Elf anime is ass, and I love ecchi, so read the
That's
manga,
that's
Not
guys.
very honorable,
isekai.
but
Oh,
Yeah, not really honorable, but you know what? The
It
Hispanic
is an
Assassin has to
isekai.
say what it has to say.
oh, is it? Oh,
Is it isekai? Yes.
Back to the real world.
oh, I see.
So it's like
I do agree
It's
though.
isekai
It's
and reverse isekai.
I do agree
I
though.
see.
It's
no,
pretty
no,
terrible.
reverse isekai is them coming back, right? It's not, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
either
it's
way,
not
it's
the
a
characters coming
fantasy,
to the
right?
real
It's
world?
like a
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you're
fantasy
right.
isekai too. But highly skip. I can recommend you better ecchi. Don't worry, I'm getting to that. But
Oh,
you guys have any honorable mentions before we get to the
Hmm.
other
I
anime?
think don't you guys? Oh no, I
I
guess you
don't
talked about
really.
last
I
week,
mean,
right? The Intellectic. You
yeah,
guys
well,
covered
we're
both
still
of them.
waiting. We're
Intergalactic.
still waiting for episode 4 because we watched the first
Right.
3.
Oh god. I
No,
think otherwise, no, right?
I was just gonna
I don't
say
know.
I tried watching that Meister one, the Atelier Meister,
Oh.
and I dropped
Oh
it.
god. Yeah.
I was
Good.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Vash.
Vash.
Look,
yeah.
look,
Sorry,
Vash.
Vash.
You,
You're the
sorry,
Isekai
Vash.
king.
It's
We
just-
just no.
It's just generic the anime, like literally. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like even the healer one, like I like the healer one that he recommended a little bit more. Like I'm still kind of toughing that one out, but even that one, I'm just like, eh. But I do like that one more than the Meister one. I'm not gonna lie, but they're both
Okay.
pretty eh. But Meister just was like almost too generic for me. But I wasn't really getting much out of it. But yeah, I don't really have much. I feel like else to mention in terms of like honorable mentions.
Oh,
So
what about Bumpkin? Didn't you guys like love kind of
Ooh.
like
I
that
mean,
this week?
okay, I was thinking about dropping Bumpkin.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, I was thinking about dropping it, but the newest episode was a bit better. I'm not gonna lie.
It was kind of good.
Yeah, it was a bit better. So I'm still kind of toughing that one out too, I guess.
Oh god.
Yeah.
All right. No. So if
I'm sorry. Can I
yeah,
mention one more? Actually,
yeah,
sorry.
go.
So for like, okay, this is okay. Teogonia, dude. I didn't see the second episode of this week, but the first episode, it basically confirmed this is kind of like an isekai, which I didn't expect it. I just thought this was fantasy, but you kind of find out he has like memories of a past life, and he's kind of like trying to understand it. He's like, "Wait, I'm talking about rice balls. What is that?" It's kind of interesting. I know me and Nate were kind of interested in this beforehand, but and I did.
I still
And
gotta peep
honestly, I
it.
didn't even see a trailer. Yeah, like it's pretty interesting. That's why I don't want to go too into it. But that first episode was kind of interesting, and I think the second episode was like leaning more towards of him understanding what's going on. But yeah, I wanted an honorable mention for that one. That one was pretty. It could look. I think I might have fun with that one. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you that. No. So then let's get to the main course. You know, the thing that we talked about last week that I was shitting on Grem for, but now I
Oh
will
yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'll actually defend him for once. The beginning after the end, episode 3. I heard. I'm not watching the anime, but I've just been seeing a lot of it, literally on both my social media, both my Facebook and Twitter, that the animation got better. But now we
No.
see that we have a list of people. It was
It
20K.
did get better. It did get
Yeah.
Bro, the effects during the fight were so bad. I'm sorry, but
I agree.
Ooh.
like I
but
couldn't
there
even see what was
actual
happening. Okay, yeah, there
Okay,
was.
but
the
there
bar was in hell.
animation.
The bar was in hell.
Yeah, the bar was so low that anything
Anything would
would
have been better, literally.
Yeah, literally anything better than a PowerPoint would have been better. But like, hey, at least they had some animation.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Okay, this episode was
It was a good episode. It was an
it was probably my favorite out of the 3 so far, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah. But still,
Did
man.
you feel something, bro? Did you feel
Feel
something?
Did you feel
bro?
it, Mr. Krabs?
Did I feel something? I mean, I guess more than
Just story wise.
Yeah,
I want to
story-wise.
know
Did
how
you
you
feel
felt
something?
about Sylvia. How did you feel about Arthur and Gray? And are you
No, that-
intrigued to know why the fuck Sylvia knows that he's Gray? Like,
Oh yeah, that was definitely interesting. But I feel like this goes back to what I talked about. It goes to what I talked about last week, that like they flash these little glimpses of the past, but then like he's so quickly like, and we know what he did in his past, and then like he just has these
Flashbacks.
moments where he's like, oh, like family, like even like the previous episode, I was just like, bro, how am I supposed to like feel for you already? Like you already like talking about like, oh, like this is what family feels like, and he's like getting all like he's crying and stuff. I'm like, bro,
Well,
like
I mean, it's been, you gotta understand, it's been like 6 years. He's like 6.
yeah, okay, yeah, but no, the way the anime is showing that, it's just it's not
for sure.
it's not
I feel
hitting.
you. I feel you.
Yeah, bro, it's not, bro.
Like surely the source material is paced differently too. I would like even beyond the look.
It's really not. It's really not paced.
I don't know.
In
Okay,
the
well,
words of Vash,
I don't know. I just I feel like it's kind of I don't know. That's been one of my things with it is just like they flash these things from the past, but then like so quickly he's like, oh, like he starts crying and stuff. I'm just like, bro, like I don't know. I feel like the impact that maybe they're trying to like go for or that's trying to come across. But in terms of Sylvia, I did like that introduction to her character, and then also like you mentioned the things like how she knows about Gray and stuff like that. But no, I just the effects animation, it was just like it looked like a giant blob of just colors on my screen. Like it was just so it was dude, it's just not like story-wise, yeah, like this is probably the best content we've had from the first 3 episodes, I feel like. But just the production and just it's just so like uninspiring. Like it just feels lifeless. I don't know. It's just hard for me to really fully get into this series, man.
Grem,
Yeah.
I know. I really want to ask. Like a lot of people were shitting on it last episode, but I really seen from the community that like a lot of people have been turning it around, saying, you know what, maybe let it cook. What do you think realistically should, for people who haven't watched it yet, who have been hearing and seeing a lot of these comments? Do you think you should give them a chance to watch the anime or just read the web novel?
Gremmon been saying read that. Read it.
I've been saying read it.
Yeah. So, I mean,
in the words of Vash, what he said, looks wise, it ain't bad, but it'd be so much better though. I guess he said mid.
100%, 100%. I love the designs, but man, it's not hidden.
Let them cook. All right, maybe it'll get better.
You keep saying that.
This was the episode apparently,
I'm
buddy.
trying to defend you, bro.
They cooking up. They cooking up.
Right.
Bro, they cooking up in the chum bucket, bro. Like.
Look.
Yeah, you're cooking.
Right,
just admit it, man.
Sorry, man.
Right. Just admit it.
I know you won't read it, fucking memory. So like.
Oh.
But there's not even like, okay, maybe if there was like a flash of like, I don't know, just from the beginning episodes
for sure.
This is the only way we can get
even
you
from
to
the
read
beginning.
something.
Yeah, but even from the beginning episodes, like usually like if the adaptation's bad, like still there would kind of be something there that like flashes to me that would be like, okay, like I want to read this, but like the only thing I have to go off of is people who've like read it and are saying to read it. Like me sitting here watching the anime, like there's not even nothing really for me to like latch on to, like where I'm like, okay, like I want to read it. So I don't know, bro, but I'm not gonna say it anytime soon, but maybe at some point I will. But it's not gonna be anytime soon.
I'll shout out this one content creator, ED Anime. He never reads. All right, look, he doesn't like reading. He doesn't read for anything. But this is the one thing, and this is before the anime got announced, right? This is the one thing he's read. He's up to date, and he actually loves. Look, and y'all know how critique he is, and he's actually loves this series. Like he's actually read it. He loves it. And look, I'm just saying, if you read everything, if he can read it and he can love it, I think you can read it and love it. And he's really disappointed in the anime because it's not hidden.
It's not hidden. I tried, man. I'm still trying to be.
But look. I get it. Look, we didn't agree with the first episode, but I'm saying if they couldn't get that feeling down, the Sylvia thing wasn't gonna hit, bro. I just look, and I get it. We weren't agreeing with that, but just seeing that little bit, I'm like, yeah, we're cooked.
Bro, the bar is so low that like if you come out of an episode and be like, that wasn't that bad, like that's a good. And that's how you know you're cooked. That's how you know you're cooked. Like,
you're right.
That's how you know you're cooked.
All right.
The beginning after the end, stay tuned. Hopefully it cooks. Find out next episode here on the podcast. But if we're done here, we're gonna go to the better part, my personal favorite, guys, the
Yeah.
rom-com section. Well, I'll say one honorable mention real quick. The Shunji family children, guys, come on! I'm telling you guys, you gotta get on this. I know you guys.
Nah, wait.
I know you guys talking a lot of shit about.
I gotta talk about this real quick since he's bringing it up.
Go ahead, please. The floor is yours.
How the hell is Boy saying he would never look at his sisters like that while also doing everything other than fucking listing their sizes? Bro,
Wait, what?
he is out here going like, she's peppy, she's hot, she's very attractive, she's quite charismatic, she's the captain of the soccer team. I'd fuck her. Wait, no, she's my sister.
Whoa. Yeah,
Okay.
can't do that.
No, how about this one? It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, you said how many times you're not interested because they're your sisters, but also on the same end of the spectrum, you're over there going like, but also, like, the only thing he can do to make this worse is if he started listing off sizes. I'm not joking. That's the only way to make it worse.
Honestly, if Bonry looked at me, I would fold.
Oh,
Anyways.
Bonry fine, bro.
Anyways.
No,
Well, I will just say,
but then he got two sisters sitting on his dick and shit.
Oh,
He got
bro,
one naked grabbing his dick from the behind, bro.
Oh my god. This
God.
is oh no. I'm sorry, boss man.
He out
gonna
here.
edit
He
this
out
and-
here like, hello.
Look. He didn't ask for it. The girls did that. So if anything, he could have just said no, whatever. But he wanted to show a point to the viewers, which was, I think she likes me, and I think that's what this creator is
He
trying
wanted to show the viewers. I think they like me, guys. I don't know, guys. They might like me. Who knows?
It's this rom-com's not for anyone, for sure. If you don't like Rent a Girlfriend, don't watch it.
It's not for anyone. That's crazy.
You're
You
right.
just said this shit's not for anyone.
I'm having a blast with it, but it's by no means better than Rent a Girlfriend or even best rom-com at all. I'm just enjoying the anime.
No.
It's my
It's better than Rent a
what's it called?
You're right. I would say that.
Yeah, it's
I think
like my
better than
trash
Rent a-
anime.
I think it's better than Rent a Girlfriend for sure.
A lot of people been saying that. I just because I haven't watched the manga, I don't want to say, that because I don't know where the story could go based off that. Because now, if I'm reading,
I mean, it's just the whole entire premise and like the
And
main
AC,
character
yeah.
is better
Yeah.
than Rent a Girlfriend.
I mean, of course, he's got
Like,
Riz. I mean, no, I'm lying. He doesn't have Riz. He can't even get that one girl that is not even his sister.
Damn.
That he's trying to get. I'll say that much. Who knows though? But anything is possible. We're still on, the third episode coming up. So, but I just wanted to shout them out. I know we didn't talk about it in the first week of the podcast. So shout out to them. But do you guys have any rom-coms that's not on the list here you want to shout out real quick?
I think all the ones we got are probably on the list, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. It's kinda
Just
short.
for you guys to know, we're not going to talk about Takamine-san because unfortunately it has not aired yet here in the US.
Yeah, it got delayed, I guess.
Yeah, it got
Yeah.
delayed. I assume it has to do with censorship. There also is a little bit of controversy going around with that. I don't know why. Let us have our etchiness moments, ladies and gentlemen. If I want to see, uncensored boobanis, on Crunchyroll that I haven't been able to fucking see since the Testament Sister New Devil, let me fucking get that. So, hop off that shit, please. Like, shame on you. Let me enjoy my copium with that. But hey, to each your own. We had less stuff to talk about this week. So, KOWLOON generic romance. Anyone have anything to say about that? Because again, it's like on my top 10. Like, it's on my top for sure.
Who wants to go? Oh boy, can we talk about the freaky?
I'll get the floor, everyone.
Can we talk about the freaky?
No, let's not talk about the snake.
I mean, that dude's a
kiss.
freak. That
That
dude
was
is a
some
freak, bro.
zest
Like,
kiss right
there.
literally, he
Put
was
it
like,
down that throat, bruh.
No, so let me just say, bro. you're telling me you're I can't say that word without being canceled. But okay, so you walk up into this business. You kiss a girl that is supposed to be taken for, mind you got a shorty, a baddie right next to you with some tickle bitties right there, right? Okay, bet. She walks down with your back, and then you fucking go back to your nice little crib, whatever, and then you got the plot twist of the century that the guy who was the bartender is now secretly in cahoots with this doctor, whatever, but he's pegging you from the back like that. He's pulling out your whole ass robe and shit. Like, my guy, bro. I'm already
Also,
seeing
the tattoo. The tattoo was there. The tattoo. I think the
okay, but I gotta see
was the
ass
tattoo.
cheeks, bro. Like, come
But
on,
like
man.
the
I ain't wanna see
tattoo
all that.
though,
The snake
Right?
tattoo.
I mean, I
Oh
will
my
say
god.
Yeah.
triad, maybe, perhaps, question mark. That was a little dope. I'll give it that. You know, I got my tattoo, so I had to get representation where it belongs. Ugh,
There you
let's
go.
see,
Yeah, I
but
was the wrong side. Yeah.
yeah, I was saying
Representation.
representation gets
I have
you
a
like,
question. I
okay,
have a question. Since you have tattoos, do you want to be pegged?
Oh,
I mean, look, a man doesn't grab another man from the back, pull down his robe, and you see his whole bare ass. I'm sorry.
That was not on my bingo card.
Kiss-
Them being a thing.
That-
Honestly.
Yeah,
That
look,
was
you can
not
kiss the homies goodnight, but there's a line to be drawn. I think that was
No,
drawn.
no. If you don't peg your homies goodnight, you are not a girlfriend.
Okay,
Oh.
but if they don't ask that, is that cool? Is that still like allowed?
Especially if they don't ask it.
oh.
I don't know.
no.
That
All
no,
right,
no, that's
wait,
a
we're-
little zesty for
cut,
me.
cut. No, man, but we got the reveal that look,
Oh, yeah.
Reiko is not actually Reiko. It seems like, right? We like it came off the impression that she lost her memories. Yeah, no.
Maybe Anne isn't Shirley after all.
Oh, we got an AI
Oh.
robot.
I mean, we were saying what the clone. That's kind of what we
Mhm.
were on.
Yeah, that clone theory is still sticking. Like
Yeah.
100%, it is still sticking. But my thing now is what had happened to the original is what I'm trying to figure out, right? Because
It's the
the
little
thing that's like
pyramid in
being
the
like
sky, bro.
Something with
For
that.
sure,
That has
yeah.
to be right. I think that's why, like, because even though what's his name, the Hebi Numa or whatever the doctor's
Gwen?
name is. No,
Oh,
the doctor dude. Like,
I'll find
he's
it.
obviously really interested in her. I think that's like because at first he comes off as like, oh, he's like maybe the antagonist or something like that. I feel like that's what a lot of people thought, but I actually like he's interested in her for a reason, right? I think he's trying to figure out like what is actually probably going on with.
Miyuki is his name. Miyuki.
Yeah, like whatever's going on with like the pyramid in the sky or whatever. Like I think he is actually probably trying to like research or like get info on that, and that's through Reiko. So yeah, because I feel like just from some of his dialogue, that's kind of like the impression at least that I've got. Because like at first he did kind of give off that antagonistic like feel, like like I could see him being that, but then like he was talking about like how he was interested in her and like some of the other dialogue I forget specifically what it was. This was actually in like the previous episode, but yeah, I think it has to be something with a clone. It would be really messed up though if it actually still is her, like, and there's just like a split, like
Personality?
they say Kujirai B, Kujirai A, or in Kujirai B. Like, if it actually was still her somehow, and they're like, and they've been treating her like this, like that would be even worse. I feel like, and that would be even more tragic. But there's definitely something like looming.
A mystery.
Yeah. I'm just like really curious what is actually really like Crash said, what happened with her in the past. But then also obviously like, are we dealing with the clone here, or is it something else that is going on? So
there's also the simulation aspect too. I maybe I had talked about it last episode.
Yeah,
with
we
you guys.
did.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
I think we
there's,
did.
yeah, there's also because what's throwing me off with this whole thing, right? But past the romance aspect is in the first episode, when she was at that little restaurant in the bar when Gwen gave her the drink, whatever. It was like as if she was like in the future, everything in KOWLOON was demolished, broken, whatever, and it was just her by herself. So my thing with that is she's just seeing a series of events that had happened in her past lifetime just as the clone, or is this like a whole clone sequence or whatever? I like the fact that this anime is keeping us on our toes. It's just giving us a sprinkle of here and there of some like so we got a confession first up. Let's just address that. We got I love you. Like the clone is saying that to to Hajime, but Hajime is like he understands that she's saying that, but he's like, no, it's all an illusion. This, it's all in your head that you were meant to believe that you love me, but you really don't love me. And when she's like, no, I know I feel this in my heart, like, can't stop looking at you. I can't stop thinking about touching you and everything like that.
Yeah,
and
she said I crave your touch or something like that.
I love.
Yeah, of course, yeah, we know you. Yeah, we know
like,
you. We know you did, man.
As to a confession, no, I mean,
yeah.
In a dirty way, but for a romance, like a generic like a, not to be stupid, but a generic romance like that, like just straight like, yeah, like I feel for you in a way that I cannot describe to you, but I want to tell you. Like, I love seeing that and hearing about that. And with the rom-com, I mean, it's not a rom-com, but like a lot of romance, regular romance lately, hasn't really been giving me something like that. The most similar was Days with My Stepsister. Mind you, it's not incest, nothing to do with that. It's but something like that where it's kind of like, damn, like it's just straight pure romance to the point, like I feel you, I love you, but with a little bit of a twist. And
Mm.
I really like that feeling of like, damn, like that confession on what were we, episode 3 already? Like, damn, like we're getting to the point now. I fucks with that, but you still had that mystery behind, like, okay, does he actually like the clone? Is he just trying to help the clone remember to get the original back? Like, there's just so much aspect to it, but they still give you the side story of like KOWLOON is very nostalgic. It's gonna help you remember stuff back. Like there's something to that that I just really really vibe with. I still love the animation, the edginess, all that. Like it's been cool for me. I've loved it so far. It's like my top 3.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy to me that like because I've still really been enjoying it, and they've almost adapted like 30 chapters and like 3 episodes, which is just crazy. Like it's just crazy
Yes,
pacing.
sir.
Like that's just so much content you're trying to jam in the episodes, but I'm like still liking it. Like which is
Yeah.
just kind of crazy. I don't know. But, like even this episode, like it did kind of feel like it was just like bam, 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 bam. Like it was going from like point to point to point to point like pretty fast, but it still like felt like coherent.
Connected.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
could still kind
Yeah.
of get a grasp. I was making a joke while we were watching it, like, oh, like someone pulled the plug on her, like when she was actually starting that,
You
like,
did.
yeah, like that, like she was pretty much her emotions were coming out, right? Like, I feel like, although I was kind of joking there, like also I kind of wasn't because I feel like whoever,
The
like
way her eyes were
something with
closing and
the
falling down.
yeah, like she like it's like literally like she passed out, like someone pulled the plug on her. Because if we're talking about like the clone thing, like what if it's like some kind of like experiment where they're trying to like whoever is in control of the pyramid or whatever is going on with that, like what if they're using
Pharmaceutical
her?
company. Yeah.
What if they're like using her as like a test kind of for I don't know, it could be like aliens or like like a robot or I don't even know, something along those lines where they're trying to learn like certain like human emotions or like how to like grasp that or like what does that entail? I don't know. It might be kind of far fetched, but I just feel like maybe that's something where like okay, they got to this point and they just like okay, no, like we got to stop right here. Like I don't know. That was just kind of like in that moment, it just seemed like too like no way that was just like that had to be like a coincidence or that wasn't a coincidence, right? That just happened. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't know, but yeah, that was something like in the moment I was kind of joking about, like, oh, they pulled the plug, but also maybe I got to thinking more about it. I'm like, maybe there is something like else, going on with that. Like she's just maybe this Kujira is some kind of like a test subject that they're kind of doing like a lot of trial and error with or something along those lines. I don't even know. Um,
I think what I like too is like Kudo's definitely researching things right underground. He's seeing that KOWLOON is changing little by little from some reason because KOWLOON is supposed to
Yeah.
not change, right? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a nostalgic place where you feel like, oh, okay, well, it's not supposed to change, right? That's what they all love about it. That's why people are here. But Kudo's seeing like, wait, there's some things changing, and of course he knows like Reiko's changed, right? And I'm very curious too. Is like if he knew what happened to Reiko, right? His original Reiko Crash was saying, like it kind of seems like he still does like this Reiko too, but he is trying to make her remember events because he's like replaying events to make her maybe jog a memory or something. But he does notice that it is a very big difference, right? Like when he went to her room, she doesn't have the water in the fridge like the original Reiko would, or she has plushies. Like it's a whole different vibe. So it's like I'm very interested in that like mystery aspect of it. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like Reiko in this world is like kind of like I don't know intertwined because they're both changing too. So it's like who else is actually not being who they used to be? And like Reiko's like hearing things, like characters saying things, but isn't really what was happening in the present time. So it's like yeah, I don't know. This anime definitely keeps you on your toes like every episode, and I love it. It's great. And Reiko's so cute. I love our Reiko. She's so
yeah,
adorable.
yeah, she
Time
is.
and time again, I keep saying she reminds me of the girl from Mysterious Girlfriend X. I don't know why I can't remember her name. Shame on me because she's like
Because she
top.
does look like the girl from Mysterious Girlfriend X. I've been saying that every fucking episode.
Y'all think because of the
And I'm keep
fluffy
saying that.
hair.
It was because of the face, bro.
Sabaki-kun.
I'm just the thing I'm wondering like what direction this series is gonna go. Like, is it
Yeah.
gonna be something where like Kudo comes to actually develop like actual feelings for this like fake
Right.
Kujirai? Like, is
So-
there actually going to be something between them, or are we going to figure out what like maybe the past her is still there somehow? Like, there's
Right.
and like that they become a thing again, or like I don't know.
I,
Like, yeah, I'm really
I
curious.
I read something.
Mhm.
So I have in my sub feed, you know, I'm subscribed to some YouTubers, and a friend of yours, I think, Memory, Otaku Spirit is in my
Oh, yeah.
sub feed a lot, and he put something as a title. I didn't watch the video, so but he put on the title, it was something like Adam and Eve question mark.
Yeah, because
Mm.
Eden, the garden, the
There
paradise.
was the lipstick that is called Eden.
Hmm.
There's the apple tasting lipstick
Yeah.
And the snake.
and the snake.
Mm.
Yep.
I like an analogy. Okay.
Mm.
I'm like,
Wow.
is this a post-apocalyptic thing? Because we saw that from Kujirai's like Flash.
Yeah.
Is
Yep,
this
yep,
like
yep.
very
is
first
this
episode,
like
yeah.
they the forbidden fruit, and that's why everything's fucked right now? And
Hmm.
is there some aspect to that?
Yeah. It's,
I
I mean,
like
that a
that's
lot.
not. I mean, that's not far fetched. I mean, yeah. That's,
Yeah.
it got me thinking, and it's because of a fucking YouTuber's just off the cuff title that I see on a video that I didn't even watch, and I'm like, wait a second, you know, now that because I watched the episode and I had already seen that title, right? So I was
Mm.
thinking like, are we gonna learn something about this? And then I saw the lipstick was named Eden, and then the apple tasting lipstick, the fucking snake. And
mm-mm.
then we hear, by the way, that the snake dude doesn't live in KOWLOON. He comes to KOWLOON. So this could be
Yes.
like a garden, you know, like the Garden of Eden. This could be like a garden that is set up, a paradise. Because they talk about it all the time that it's
Yep.
like a nostalgic place. It could
Yep.
be like a paradise. And the reason the Reiko's not here anymore is because she did something that fucked it up, and that's why the paradise is changing. That's why it's degrading. That's why it's becoming what it didn't used to be, because it is like a metaphor or like a symbolism or something about the Garden of Eden. And I
Mhm.
saw that, and like since I seen that episode, after I looked at that title, my head's been going a mile a minute thinking about
Trying
like
to
what
figure
could
out,
this
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
That's
because
not bad.
that's like a whole bunch of good pickups that I didn't even
Mhm.
like. I don't think I would have picked up on all that shit
Oh
if it
no.
wasn't for that
Yeah.
title, bro. So
And
yeah,
it's
shout out
just
to
like
Otaku Spirit, bro. Like that was crazy.
just something like that definitely would gets the brain going for
Oh,
sure.
I love
Yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you got a religious aspect now going to that show. Honestly, you know what? As food for
You're cooking.
thought for the next episode. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna
Alright.
ask if you guys have nothing else to talk about for KOWLOON, because I know we are talking about that for a little bit with our theories. If we
A
could
different
skip,
religion now. You know, the witches.
no, I was gonna say we could skip that and do Can the Boy Girl, because I have a lot of shit to talk about with the three of you for this. Because I assume all three of you are watching that, correct?
No, I dropped it.
You dropped
What?
it.
Okay, so I'm saving you the
Damn.
trouble. I'm saving you the trouble. Perfect. So you're excluded from this ass
Thank
beating
you,
I'm about to
buddy.
give Gremmon. Gremmon, why the fuck should I care about this blue hair bitch?
All right, hear me out, right? Hear me out, right?
On God, bro.
Look,
To the camera, go
all
ahead.
right, look, hear me out. Look, sometimes it's not that easy to tell somebody who's like been your best
Yeah,
friend forever how
yeah.
you feel.
All
You
right,
know what I
buddy.
mean? Like, I get it. I
Oh
feel it,
no!
you
Oh,
know?
that.
No.
Oof.
Nah,
Actually,
nah,
oof.
no.
That's crazy.
No.
It does. That's
Okay.
why I sympathize with her, bro.
Oh my
No.
God.
I got to.
She fumbled. No, but like,
No,
yeah,
wait,
no.
wait.
She.
Wait.
But like,
I'm gonna play
but like
devil's
she's
advocate real
trying to
quick.
put herself second. She's trying to like be like, yo, this the girl, but also she like in her head, she like, but also like, don't take away my things. Like that's our thing, you know? Like you can't go giving away our thing. Like we've been best friends forever. Like and she tried to cool herself down. Like she wouldn't have blown up if it wasn't for like her ritual that she was trying to cool down. She was trying to keep herself in check because she agrees with y'all that she's being crazy. She gets it. She agrees. but also she does feel this and she doesn't know how to deal with it because
Mm.
she's trying to give signals, but homeboy just ain't picking up the signals. But also, like, she's also like, this is like my best friend, I don't want to fuck that up. And then everything starts to go away because that little shitter, by the way,
Oh.
the other
Oh, you talking about
dude,
Shinji?
yeah, the other little shitter starts fucking poking the bear.
Oh.
Like, yeah, of course
Poking the
she's
bear.
gonna blow up, bro. Like, I get it. Look, I understand y'all being fed up with her and you not liking her, and that's
Marty's ass.
completely valid. But like, I empathize with her, bro. I know how she feels. I get what she's going through, and I understand it. And but like, I understand
understand now.
y'all too. Like, look, man, the choker. All right, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, shut up. You're
It's
just
the
weak to a
choker.
choker.
I'm so
blinded
weak to this
blinded by
choker,
the choker, man.
Okay.
bro. But I get it
Let
though.
me
Like, I get
let
what
me
she's feeling though. I really do.
let me start with this big spanking for Gremmon. First off, no, okay, you're
Oh,
100% valid with that opinion. Honestly, I just because of that, I can't even give you shit. That's honestly that's a valid point. I was first off, I was rooting for Himari the first 2 episodes, and then
Mm-hmm.
after seeing how the last episode ended, where her just, you know, if you like a girl, and I'm just talking for the guys or even the girls too, if your significant other or your crush is talking with somebody else and they're bonding and it looks like they're gonna be something, and you have feelings for that said person, you at that point see, and it's fact for 2 things. One, you might lose that person if you don't give in your all or shoot your shot. Two, if you don't shoot your shot at that point and that those 2 people end up becoming a couple or a thing, that's on you and that's your regret to have because you had the choice and the chance to go about
okay,
and
but
go for it.
isn't it dickish to get in the middle of that when it's
Fuck no.
developing?
Fuck no.
It feels a
Hell no.
little bit dickish to get in the middle of that.
Look, if I saw my current wife talking with another man and I have feelings for her at that point in time, fuck that man. I'm going straight for the kill. I likes her and I want her. The feeling of okay, you're
But
scared,
it's
you
also
don't
your
know,
best friend. But it's also your
yeah,
best friend, and you don't want to fuck it up, and you also
exactly.
want them to be happy no matter what. Like, it's so
Mommy, I can make
complicated.
you happy. Trust me, fuck that other guy. I can make you I
Look.
can give you I can
All
show you
I'm
the world.
saying
Call me
is, I
Aladdin.
get where girls coming from.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that y'all are fed up with this type of plot point, but like, I think this is like one of the best depictions of it I've seen. Like, of her really like battling with herself. Because she is trying to hold herself back. She really is.
And I can't
But
be mad at that point because it's true. You're 100% right. Like damn, like come on, just grow up here and just say it. Because and I'm being real now. You is a fucking idiot, bro. Like you think Kazuya
he's
fucking
so
can't
dumb,
bag,
bro.
bro? He's a bigger idiot than Kazuya, and I'm saying that about Rent's girlfriend, bro. Like this man has no risk. Doesn't even think about women. Doesn't even know how to get women. Like and the girl's like right there, all ready to be with him at 30. They could even be something right now
And
if
both
she
of them
grows
are.
balls.
What do you mean? She's been asking him to kiss her. She's not
And that's
being
what I hate about.
subtle, bro. Like, as much as you want to be mad at her, you gotta be
Okay.
mad at him too. All
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that's all I'm
Let me ask you this then.
saying.
Let me ask this then, right? Do you guys remember that scene? When they were in the classroom and she was like that the fucking kiss scene with what is it, Blue Box, where she's like, "Do you want to kiss? We're right here." The girl left, Rion left, like I'm right here.
And
My,
Yeah, but
that
she
is
plays it
why
off.
our boy.
She plays the shit off like a
that's
joke all the
that's
time.
exactly my
Like,
point. If she, so my thing is, if she wasn't
She
recording with the phone,
sabotaged herself.
they
For
would
sure.
have definitely kissed 100. If that
Yeah.
phone thing, if she didn't fucked up her, she fumbled the bag there. He didn't fumble the
Yeah,
bag. I'm
but
sorry. I
it's
don't care what it is.
nervousness, right? Like you also got to think about it from her perspective too. That is still her best friend. What if she does this and it fails, and then like it ruins
then
your
were they really
relationship
best friends
forever?
to begin with?
No,
Exactly. Oh
no,
well,
brother.
there's other best friends in the scene.
Once you change the relationship dynamic, you can't go back to being best friends. And even if you can, it'll always be different.
Her biggest mistake
So
from the
like,
beginning was fucking thinking like, oh, dude was gonna be single or whatever till 30 or whatever the fuck.
yes,
Girl
she's
fucked up so
immature, but
bad
she's
with
a
him.
high school
Same
kid.
thing,
Like that
homegirl
is
from back
so
in the day in La
stupid,
Puebla.
bro.
She's
You're
a high school kid, bro. You can understand her being a little bit dense. Like,
I'm
give
rooting.
her look. All I'm saying, give her some slack. and I understand what y'all are saying. I agree with y'all to massive extent. But also, like, fuck, man, you were teenagers. Did you not have a moment like this? Like some fucking retarded shit?
No.
I'm the only
Believe it or
one?
not,
Alright.
I was a nerd, but I actually was the one who, went forward and confessed my love or my feelings for the
Right.
girls in the past. I was cheated on, unfortunately, back in the day. It's a shame, but I have my significant other now, happily, spoken for with my kids here in my house. So, good things happen to people who wait. And unfortunately, this bitch is waiting too damn long. Hurry up and fucking confess. Neko, why'd you drop it, by the way? Just for us to know why it's just trash to you.
I think yeah, it's just look, man. I love Himari. Himari was my favorite aspect of this whole series. But if she's gonna keep doing this, I just don't have the energy. I just don't, and I will say I spoiled myself, so I know something. So, anyways, yeah. Anyways, have fun.
Wait, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know?
I'm
Don't tell us.
I will
Don't tell
end the
us.
call right now.
Don't tell us, but tell us, are we gonna be mad?
How much
Yes.
to keep your mouth closed?
I will
Name your
say the
price.
one thing, like even when I was I think when we did the stream for like the what we'll be
People
watching,
hated her.
people in the chat were saying this is one of the worst girls I've ever seen in media. And I'm just
Bro,
like,
the blue-haired
what?
girl never wins.
And I'm like,
come on.
I'm like,
This
damn,
is
it's
an
like
easy
that.
trope.
Like I watched this and I'm
The
like, yeah,
blue
I don't
girl
like her,
never
but
wins.
it's not on like that level, like how they were talking about in the chat. So she must do. I mean, even how she crashed out at the end of the episode, I'm like,
Damn.
there's gonna be probably more than that.
She had them
then.
up more like that.
Like if she be getting like
She
that,
didn't
like
have them
she's
up.
starting to maybe show her true colors and shit. Like I don't know, bro.
She's toxic like that?
Toxic
damn.
like that?
Damn.
Okay.
Me and Grem is low-key in the
Well, no,
same
this is just
mindset,
gonna
but
make
no.
things worse. Like instead of like she's worried about their friendship taking a turn. Like look at what's happening now. Like I mean, it's still bad regardless. Like
It's gonna get better for us. It's just giving Rayon more of a reason for him to go to her. And I
100%,
low-key,
right?
I'm looking forward to the relationship. Like I really want to see where that blossoms to. Because like as much as I really don't want to agree with Grem, I really have to agree with Grem. Because like realistically, you have both childhood friends. He can go either or, but unfortunately, this man is a bozo and he doesn't understand love. So I'm in this position where it's like I have to hate to love it to really see
Right.
how. And I'm honestly gonna push watching this anime just to see how it ends because this can go any way. This can go
Yeah.
one, the other, both, none. I have 4 options right here. Unless another girl potentially may come, wink, wink, question mark, who knows? The story
I'm
is
just-
still open to interpretation.
I'm
But
just not
Look,
big on any of
whatever.
the characters really. Like the main dude is a brick. Like he's literally a brick. And the
he's worse
girl
than Kazuya from Rent the Girlfriend.
and then Himari is like
That's the question.
she's just like I don't know, she's all joking, she's acting all like
Yeah, I'm
jealous,
sorry. I
annoying,
don't
but
like-
then she gets like really serious and like I'm just like it's just so
Yeah.
jarring to me. I don't know. It's just like yeah, I'm not
Other girl's cute.
like
to be honest. I
there's
didn't-
worse
yeah.
Rihanna
things. There's worse
love.
things I've watched, like worse rom-coms, but like this is just like very meh to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, it's just been mid for me. It hasn't even gone like it's made me laugh. That's why it is on my top 10, honestly. But
See,
unfortunately, it doesn't get better.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I love the first episode where she's like Himari's like especially the dynamic between the two girls, right? Her saying second chance and then groping her friend. I don't know, that all that stuff was great. If we keep going back and forth to that, maybe look, it'll be all right. But look, so far mid. Look, and I get Grimma's point though. Like I understand that actually was a good point. That kind
Yeah.
of made me think about it a different way. But it's like, all right, bro.
Not enough to
But
You're not
see-
pick
wrong.
it back up.
I love Gremmon's take on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
He's 100% not wrong. I actually have to admit, like, damn, like my boy cooking up a gourmet meal with that take. So you know what? Props to you, my boy.
But
if
now we're gonna head to
yeah.
some better childhood friends that have a better dynamic and actually can
Fucking
maybe get
trash.
somewhere.
Do they?
Whoa!
Do they?
Whoa! Whoa!
Let me go ahead and just say
Whoa.
right now, this anime, I'm fucking with you guys. It's fucking great. I love it. I'm actually
It's great.
surprised that I thought it was gonna be mid.
Right, I
No.
love it.
Don't fall for the traps. Don't fall for the traps. It's good.
I love it.
I'm
so
liking the
much.
comedy so far.
But also, like, the relationship is the exact same, just a little bit less toxic.
No, yes, it's like toxic, but actually they have a connection, right? Like they actually can talk and
The
be.
other two have a connection too.
Bruh. All right, bro.
They do.
Yeah,
What
right.
do you mean?
Man, shut your ass up. Man, they really don't.
Nah.
Tell him.
They have more of a connection, which is why it's more complicated.
No,
That's the
no.
point.
This
Yes.
is the type of childhood friend you want here, right? To
Bring it to
protect
the
each
base.
other's back
Bring it to the
back
base.
to back,
I'm
and
gonna be
actually
honest. I'm gonna be honest. She has a choker too, so I ain't even mad at
look,
that.
right.
Jeez.
Right, you love her. But bro,
Yeah.
now we're going to talk
Yeah.
about Witch Watch, man, the better childhood friend romance story, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Look, man, look, this episode was cute. Look, look, we know our MC's dance, and he doesn't see our girl like that. Maybe he'll have some doki doki here. But that whole interaction with her trying to be all sexy, she's like, Mio, like I'm trying to be here, and you're just not reacting. He's like, look, girl, I look, you making me react, but not in the way that you want to. I love your vintage clothes. Oh my god,
My
and I
boy
gotta
will
look
fall
at
for the
that.
traps.
Okay. And then she's like me and Grim were watching it, and like Griffin said, bro, he has her so whipped, bro. Like he just all in the palm of his hand. Anything he says, she's just like, oh my god, yes, yes, you're right, boy, you're right.
She's
Oh my
such
god.
a
As soon as they revealed that like the back part was showing still, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, she's acting like she's gonna try and not show herself, like she was doing the side step and all that. But I was like, at some point,
Right.
dude's gonna see the whole back part, and yeah,
Right.
that was. I actually got a kick out of that scene though, because he was like, oh, this is what girls do now. Like this is how they dress. Like this is the style. Like this is what's going on. That was
That's
actually,
crazy.
yeah, that was funny. But
God.
also,
They're so
I
cute,
think.
man.
Did y'all notice what they did with the OP? People were like kind
That
of
was
joking. Yeah, people were
funny.
joking like, "Oh,
No, I
she
didn't.
used her magic to like mess with the OP." So like for the
She
OP,
did.
they didn't actually show like the same like it was the same visuals, but it was like the animation. Like they were showing like the making of the OP,
storyboard and
yeah, like
yeah.
the storyboard of it. But it was all like it still was like the OP, but like the whole joke was that she like used her magic to like mess with the OP. So that was actually like really cool how they did that.
I was wondering why they did that episode specifically, but I guess it was just something funny to do for the third episode.
Yeah.
I was thinking it had to correlate with something in the episode, but no, it was just something funny. That yeah, she used her magic. She's trying to fix it throughout the whole opening, and she just keeps making it worse and worse. It was funny. I actually did not expect them to go that route, which is so funny. It just shows you how much the staff actually nails the comedy and knows what to do. Like it's just fun. It's really fun. I'm really happy they actually did that. They didn't need to, right? But they that was a good addition to the episode. I liked it.
And I definitely got. I don't know if y'all got like cells at work vibes too. I got like with like how she split into like the mini me's,
You're right.
like that
Yeah.
gave me like such like, especially when they were making like those. She was making those little noises. They were like 1, 2,
Beep,
beep,
beep.
beep, beep,
Yes,
beep, or whatever.
you're
Yeah, like
right.
that.
The little-
And then how they were moving like all together, like that reminded me of cells at work like so much. I actually
You're right.
that was really cute.
Has anyone else seen cells at work here?
They don't
Do
know.
you guys?
I haven't.
They don't know,
I haven't.
man.
Oh,
I haven't.
dude.
I should. It's funny too because I don't know why it was on my mom's recommended list to watch
Oh.
on her. I thought it was you Amazon Prime. I was like, Mom, why you have this on your Amazon Prime? And she just looked at me like, I don't know. Your father watches this. I was like,
Oh.
understandable. Go on. And she was like, what's it about? Should I watch it? I said, no. Leave that to my father. But
That's funny.
I'm surprised you guys are not talking about the elephant in the room. We got to see Nico's mom. We got to see Ibuki.
Yeah,
in the beginning of the
mommy.
episode. We got to see her actually doing some work. I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So we see the prophecy about bad things are gonna happen to her in the future, which who knows what. And I was gonna take a minute to do the numbers stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's probably not gonna mean nothing. They're gonna explain it later. 2 seconds later, oh yeah,
No.
explanation. Bet.
Yeah.
Say that.
Yeah.
No, but it was a great episode. Mind you, I'm like, I will admit here, I'm like 5 minutes before finishing, but like for the most part, from what I've seen, I loved it. I hate to admit that I thought it was gonna be mid, but it's actually pretty good. Again, it's on my top 10. So even though I didn't complete the last 5 minutes, I'll give credit where it's due. I'm having a good time watching it. Shout out to Vash who put me on. He said, "Crash, you better watch this shit with me." I'm like, all right, fuck it, why not? What's one more anime on my list? And you know what? Just because of the first episode watching with him, I do regret not watching in theaters. I feel like watching in theaters would have been a lot more fun. But to each their
You're
own.
right,
I know
yeah.
for the future now, if any more anime comes out in the summer, Rent a Girlfriend, I'm definitely watching it for sure.
Oh.
But if there is nothing else to talk about with rom-coms, the more honorable mentions, we're getting to our final part of of the I forgot, I can't think, I can't read, the anime spotlight, the shonen, the action.
Can I
Neko,
give
I
a
want to give I was gonna give one honorable
yeah?
mention, but I'll give it to you. I think we know what we're gonna talk about right here. I think this is what we all been waiting for. Go ahead.
Ew. Okay. I'm honestly this might not stay as an honorable mention because it just be it's heat every week for me. And now Grim's on the train. You guys didn't talk about last week's episode with Moon
Yeah,
and Wing, man.
I think me and Grem like barely
what?
mentioned it. I think last week. To Be Hero,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we wanted to talk about it, but like
we
nobody else
we
was
brought it up
watching.
very
Boss man
briefly.
skipped us.
Right. No, it's understandable, but man, that whole episode was really good. I'm just going to like really quick. I really love how close they got. It was really sweet because he's the commercial guy. Of course he would know everything about her. So that whole relationship and finding and we kind of see it this episode, the trust system, right? How it kind of fucks the heroes up too with how people's belief of them can go a different way, right? She was only stuck to nice because of people believing, oh, they're such a great couple and whatnot. She couldn't really go anywhere else, right? Rather, like her powers are literally teleports her anywhere she wants, but she couldn't because of people believing that, yes, her and Dice were so cute. So, and then we see it in this episode, right? With Firm Man, a firefighter. He saved this girl. And, they saw him as the guy that was always standing firm and tall, that he literally couldn't bend and take a shit, bruh, in
That's,
sleep.
Uh-huh.
Like, bruh,
I
that
mean,
sucks.
yeah, that's torture.
That is torturous. Like, you couldn't even exercise, which Muli would have been dead if he couldn't do that. Couldn't lift or anything, bruh. No. So I really like how this episode really showcased like how honestly these powers kind of suck. Like they're cool, but if people's like belief in like the heroes can like alter actually their powers and like even just their identity is like, oh, that's kind of, you can't even be yourself or use your powers how you would want to, really, right? So I feel like, I don't know, our like I know like our whole goal of this whole series is to get to be the top 10 or even the number 1, but I feel like maybe even underline it, are we going to try to destroy the system? Because it seems like even for like Nemesis, like the whole power system and whatever, it doesn't, like it isn't like nice, right? Like it
Yeah.
messes people's lives and stuff. So are we gonna try to mess that? So I'm very
Which
excited to see that.
we got more evidence of that in the episode that came out this week
Yeah.
with our boy what's his name?
Nice or no? Who?
No, the standing boy. What's his name?
Firm Man. That's
Oh,
all we.
Firm Man, yeah,
Yeah.
Firm Man, who couldn't sit down to take a shit because he
Yeah.
had to stand firm.
Yeah.
He couldn't sleep in a bed. He had to have the bed strapped to him, so he had some way to kind of lay down. Like he had to stay on his 2 feet no matter what.
Mhm.
And you start to realize how much like
Burden, honestly.
control the public has. Like your image means everything. It almost feels
Yeah.
like a commentary on like Twitter and social media, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
how much the
Mm.
public's view of you matters so much and it colors who you are and what you are. It's like it's like these VTubers who are stuck
Oh.
doing what they have to do, or it's like these streamers who want to play other games but they will get less views and they won't get income if they are
Mm.
playing their main game. It's like
Damn.
it's about how like the public has so much power. Like they made it where this hero, this paragon of virtue, his life was hell because he couldn't sit down. He
Mm.
couldn't he couldn't take a shit. He couldn't bend down to let the little girl who he saved
Mm.
give him a scarf.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't be there. He couldn't do so much stuff. And they're locked in this tower for all intents and purposes. They're locked in this tower where like you said, they could control it. So if Nice was there, Moon couldn't get out
Yeah.
because Moon because again, the public power, they always want Moon to be with Nice, so Moon could not go anywhere. She was
A poor girl.
kneecapped from being who she was to just being an accessory for Nice.
Mm.
It really feels like a commentary on like what how our society's like reliance on social media and like how much power we give that. I think it's really good.
That's good. Yeah.
But I don't know. That's me.
Yeah, I like how that was probably my favorite thing, even with this episode. But like, just obviously the series has been hitting on that, but especially like with this episode, just like, and I think they even brought up that question, like, about like the Fur Man. You know, he still stayed true to himself, like, or he was trying to stay true to
Mm.
himself, like even with that, like how much the public plays a part in, and it's really like bringing that up to Nice, like what. Like I think it was what Moon said when before she left. Like she kind of figured out what she wanted to do or like the route that she wanted to go with her life, and like that's something that's
Mm.
really like sticking with Nice right now. And I feel like even after this stuff with like Firm Man, like that's something like, are you gonna stay true to yourself? Are you gonna like, are you gonna lose? Are you gonna lose yourself, lose your way? For that success, right? To get into that top 10 or to be the number one. Like I do like that concept actually a lot with this series. So
Yeah.
that was one of the big takeaways I feel like with this episode, for sure that I really did like. So I do like, because like a lot of people, I feel like some of the hero stuff, like superhero stuff or whatever, could be kind of like generic, but I don't know what this is kind of hitting on. I feel like it's actually really interesting to me. So so yeah,
Fresh idea. Yeah.
yeah, I did enjoy this this episode. I'm curious though, because like I think I shared it earlier, the kind of the plan they have to focus on like the heroes,
Mm.
like their arcs and stuff. I think Nice has one more episode with him getting the focus. So I'm like curious
Yep.
how like the conclusion of his, little arc or whatever.
It
Like what path,
terrifies me, man. I don't.
yeah, what
I don't know
path,
what they're gonna go
what
from
direction
here.
is he gonna go down? It's
Right.
very interesting.
I like because I mean I'm just probably like looking too deep into it, but the ED, right, where it shows him with a streak of white hair, like is that his path? Like is he going to choose to be himself
Hmm.
and like just still be like taking on Nice but still be him
Yeah.
or something? I don't know, or it's just a symbolism of him being both. Still, is he still going to try to balance both? Like what's he going to do? And like right, and we saw our girl Moon come back because of this freaking god eye, man. Like,
Yeah.
why'd you come get her, bro? She was free. And like, you got beef with
Roping
him,
her
but like,
back
come
into,
on,
yeah.
right? Like, you just rope our girl back in. Like, come on. And then, poor,
Wait, you know
poor guy, man. He has to see his like, his like goddess,
his idol. Yeah.
his yeah, like get roped in, even though he missed her, right? We all missed her,
We all
but like,
I
damn. I hope she
I'm
don't die, guys.
thinking I'm thinking my best ending for this next episode, and this is not a prediction, this is just my hope.
Mm-mm.
I think my best ending, like in my opinion, like the best thing that can happen here is that Nice saves Moon
They go off
Mm.
together.
and
Right out
they
into the
right,
sunset.
right.
yeah, like and they like Moon supports Nice, but she's never tied down. Like
Mm.
he like reveals a little bit. Maybe he reveals just a little bit and he dyes his hair black or something. He keeps the black with
Oh.
like the white streak so that you know it's him,
Mhm.
right? And he
Oh.
and he lets like the persona go a little bit, but he stays the hero because he wants to be the hero. So
Mm.
maybe give up some of that perfectionism, maybe get back some of his own like identity, and then Moon does something similar and they can stay together. Like but
Oh, look
like
at that.
less like maybe less is like a public thing and more like behind the scenes. Nobody knows about it. But they are like together. I think that's my like ideal ending for this arc. But I mean
Mm.
that's like probably not gonna happen, right? But
Right.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Honestly, I like that, dude. That I hope, cause right, cause we know what he saw in the other episode where she quote unquote
Yeah.
died. So it's like people are like thinking because of the director, he's done that kind of stuff, right? Where he'll kill characters. So they're like, please don't kill her next episode, please. So it's like,
Yeah.
is that foresight gonna come back and actually be real or what? But no, I hope
Mm.
You know what? I like your headcanon. I love that. But also, I wanted to mention one little theory. I didn't notice, but last episode there was a snap, right? When the animation changed, there was a snap. And this is known that the X is always changing the animation of the series, right? So people are kind of like looking into it like, oh, is like what is X motive? Because it's kind of been confirmed, to be honest, by the directors. They're like, the animation change is on purpose. It's not like a style. It's not like to style. Like it is, but there's a reason for it. So people are like noticing like every time the animation like changes, there's a snap. And then you can see like a lot of X is usually the one that initiates it with his snapping. So it's like, is he doing this to change? Like, I don't know. Like, we don't. I think I haven't read into like his powers or anything. I think he changes like reality and time or something. That's why he's like the number one or so. I don't know. So like, I'm thinking too. Like, is he trying to change the system or like? I don't know. There's a lot of things surrounding X that is very interesting. So like yeah, like Nate showed before, I wanted to bring it up too that he only has one episode
One
to focus
episode,
on. It's by
yeah.
the end.
The
So it's
last
like, oh,
episode, I
okay.
think.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm curious. I'm like, okay, I thought he would be like a more big deal, right? You see him with the promotions everywhere. So it's like, what is going on with X? What's going to happen with this man? So yeah, it's dude, I love this series. It's all. I'm glad everyone else here, except Mr. Crash over there.
Yeah, speaking of Crash, I heard you were
yeah.
gonna talk some shit. What do you got for us?
Yeah, talk about it. See, like we've been rambling about how much we love it. I wish I really wonder how much you love it, buddy.
Yeah, how do you love this series, bro? What's up?
If you don't love Lin Ling, I don't know. You're crazy.
So Fire Force guys, what we
He's like, if I
speak.
speak.
No, come on, what up?
Yeah, talk about it. We don't.
Come on, villain of the story. This is your time.
Oh, Wolf Girl. Sorry, shout out to her. She's a real
Oh
one.
yeah,
What I
Wolf Girl's
will
cute.
admit-
Wolf Girl's so cute.
What I will
love it.
admit.
All right, talk about it.
Okay, so context, right? We were talking about this anime, and I had told the group chat that I thought it was trash, terrible, right? I will admit right here, right, and I'll apologize that it's not trash.
The Logan
I
Paul
personally
apology.
do not like the animation. That I will still keep to it. I personally do not like it. I don't think it's my kind of anime to watch. I will say, when I first said that, I said that because I looked at Mao, which was my first mistake, and it was like 10,000 people watching it. So my first thought was, of course, it's so highly rated, 8 out of 10. Fucking not a lot of people watching it. Then I decided, you know what? Let me do my homework. And I looked at it the other day. Fucking, it went from, I don't know how, from 10K to 75K. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, it must have got a lot of traction since last episode. I don't know how the fuck you got that much traction, but okay. And that's all I'm seeing on my social media as well too, Twitter, Facebook. That's all I'm seeing with with the new hero. I switched it off. I forgot what was the name you guys were just talking about.
Like the new hero, right? Firm Man.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, you know what? I see why a lot of people like it. I see the idea of what it means to like be a hero, but like I guess like the people have like the power to like be what is mainstream heroes for us, etc., etc. That's a interesting concept. However, I would just say outright, it's just not my cup of tea. Excuse me. I'm not gonna probably watch it anytime soon, but I'm not gonna disregard the idea that it's probably for sure a great kind of anime. I'm just probably not gonna watch it because the animation is not my kind of. I don't like it how it looks for me aesthetically. If it looked a little more different, probably I'd give it a chance. But to each your own. I'll listen to how you guys say it and how it is, whatever. But I will apologize now and say, yeah, no, the anime does not look trash. Animation to me looks trash. That much I'll say.
All right, man.
Okay.
All
Sorry,
right.
you
Well,
win some, you lose some.
When Boss Man was here, you know what he'd say? You gotta
Fuck
watch
me.
the episode before you fucking
I did.
judge the show.
You know why I actually did my homework with this one after we're talking because it was with me and Neko and Bossman. Right after that, I was talking to another group chat, telling them about like about this anime that I think is trash. And like, did you even watch first episode? Same thing that Bossman would tell me, and I'm like, hell no. I just seen. I think we saw the trailer together. I might be wrong, but they were like, watch the first episode online. So I sailed the high seas and saw a good chunk of it, and I'm like, after the first 10 minutes, I'm like, not for me. It wasn't even a story that.
What is it?
Well, now he did.
Is it like the kind of like comic sort of like aesthetic that they go for, or is it like because
I just didn't like
a lot of people,
animation.
a lot
It's-
of
none of it's
a lot of people compare it to like Arcane, like how Arcane
Yeah,
looks.
it feels
No.
very
Yeah.
arcane.
Which
I see
love
where they're
that,
going with it
but-
with that.
Mm.
Who was the animators, by the way? Is it the same people who did Arcane, the French?
No, it's a
studio?
Chinese studio, I believe.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Bootlegged ass. No, I'm sorry, I can't deal with that.
I don't know, bro. It
I'm not
looks
gonna disregard
really
the story
good,
by any
guys.
means. The story was, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But after 10 minutes, I was like, bro, I can't watch any more CGI crap. I'm sorry. And I
What
started
is that?
watching
It's good though. It's
Breaking the
good.
Kings.
Read 3D.
Bro, this is the type of dude that would watch 5 minutes of Girls Band cry and talk about how shit
That
it
is
is.
No, I even
right.
think Girls Band Cries
honestly.
dog shit with animation.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, this is why. This is why. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
You know what?
yeah,
Your
yeah.
opinion doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
No, we
Let's
gotta
you
move
know
on.
no. Actually, we gotta show you some good CGI, like Berserk
Yeah, we gotta show you-
Girl
2016.
Band cried, but he didn't
I'm
like it.
No, we gotta.
What you say?
Very picky with my CGI.
What
No,
did you
but we. I mean, if
No,
this
you
is
don't get
bad,
it,
no, if this is
you-
bad, we gotta show Berserk 2016. It's only right.
Oh, you're right.
And then we'll show
You
him.
know what? You're
We'll show
right.
him what's really
Berserk
good. We'll show him what's really good.
Right, right,
X-Arm,
right.
Yeah,
X-Arm, the
X-Arm.
goatee.
Anyway,
You're
yeah.
right.
Enough about.
Yeah, we can
me.
move
I
on. We can
apologize,
move on
guys.
now.
At least you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Great-
Look, something
great
you will
anime,
like,
trash
Crash.
animation.
There you
Yeah,
go.
something
Let's
I
talk
will
about
like is Fire Force Season 3. And let
some
me
of
tell
this
you.
heat.
Yeah, it was more than heat. The Opisto slap,
Ooh.
intro and outros. Captain Hanabi, we could see more of her. That was really cool to see. Give me romance with her, ship her and Shino. But
No.
now we gotta address the elephant in the room, which is Captain Burns and Joker and Shino fighting each other. And my boy, I was watching it with Neko right before it started, and I was gonna talk so much shit. I'm like, hold on. I'm not liking the animation. It looks like a PowerPoint. And then, oh, you see Burns transform right there. And she's like, what were you saying? I was like, shut the fuck up. I know when I'm fucking wrong. Let them cook. I'm sorry. I was too hasty with that. I spoke too soon. That shit, legit, no funny, heat, straight heat. I was like, okay, now this is what the fuck this is Fire Force right here. This is why I watch this shit for sure. I'm all right. Let's see. And then they blue ball me into like, okay, something's about to go down. And then to be continued. Fucking, what is this, One Piece, bro? Like,
Yeah, the
I wanna see
cliffhanger's
the
been
action,
kind of
bro.
yeah. No, Burns
Stop
taking
footballing
on Burns fighting both of them at the same time was kind of raw though. I feel like there were parts because you did say you mentioned like the animation was kind of lacking. I feel like that still was the case for like other parts of the episode, but like the one part they popped off at, I guess where they needed to pop off at for a little bit, like that was if you were gonna go in with any part of the episode, it was gonna be that part, right? And I feel like they did. So, but I still feel like it was kind of rough. It was still a bit rough around the edges, but yeah, I feel like it was more kind of building up, obviously the plot. We that little, yeah, like I said, that moment with Burns fighting both of them was pretty raw, though. I will say, Burns still a snake, though, for sure.
I don't think I don't see what people are saying that because I feel like he's playing both sides. He's being he's helping out the enemy, but he's also trying to help out Shinra and everybody else. I just don't think we understand that yet because he's still trying to figure out himself what side he wants to truly be on. He sees both perspectives for sure. If he really is, with the white clad team, then fuck him, whatever. He's lost to us. But I really feel like he's playing everybody right now, and we're not going to see that till later on.
He's definitely a big
in the
X
show.
factor, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It can go both ways. It can be like he felt with the white clad, and then Sure brings him back like, nah, my boy, you're on the wrong side. You got to come back to the good side. He's like, you know what, you're right, my fault. I don't know, but Tamaki is about to throw hands with gold, and I'm looking forward to that as well too. Because I'm already an OA Yuki fan. She voices a lot of my favorite characters. So to see more etchiness, because in the preview,
Oh yeah, they always
"God
with
damn it,
her.
we saw some cool.
It's like a given. It's like a given with her, bro.
Yes, sir. But I can't wait for the next episode of Fire Force. It's been coming a gourmet meal, and I'll just say my theory still stands. I hope I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I don't trust Iris still. I still feel like there's something with her, and I don't remember who told me, but I feel like somebody told me
Me.
like, yeah, like don't
I love
worry,
her.
Crash. Your answer, you love her. I want to love her. Even her first, I didn't say this before on the first episode of the podcast, but I'll say for Fire Force, that cute moment where she had the red button and she was like, let them press, and then they just get fucking demolished with the missiles. I was like, oh, that's cute as fuck. All right, now I like Iris. And then I'm like, no, wait, I shouldn't like her. She might be evil, but I might be wrong. I think she might be evil, but I might be wrong. I don't know. There's something. Her character is very still like in the air for me personally. Like I don't know. I feel like she just might, for whatever reason, just go 180 and just betray the whole Fire Force 8 team. But to each their own. I hope my theory is wrong. I really, really hope it's wrong because I love her a lot. She's with Hanabi, so that's going to kind of like, nah, she can't be evil. She can't be the chosen one that's going to be the villain of the story. Fuck out of here. Who knows? What do you guys think about the episode?
I enjoyed it. I wasn't too like, I'm not gonna sit here. I feel like the season hasn't really hit its stride yet. Like it's still like obviously it's just the start of the season. I will say though, like after like 4 or 5 years of waiting, I feel like it doesn't have that same feel as the prior like season or two. In terms of the production, I'm more so talking about like the animation. I feel like it's not like it has still some moments, but I feel like as a collective, like as a whole, it's still like it's not really on that level for me. But in terms of like the plot right now and what we have going on, I'm very interested. But I like, I enjoyed the episode, but I'm not like I wasn't too crazy about this one. Honestly, I honestly don't have really much to say about Fire Force right now. So
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly, Crash. I think, I don't have nothing else to add.
Oh, are you watching it, Grem?
I think he calls it poo, like Soul Eater.
Sorry, I don't watch shit shows. Sorry.
Okay.
I see. I asked the wrong question. My fault.
Yeah.
All right. So there's nothing else for Fire Force. Next on the list, we got YAIBA Samurai Legend Episode 3. I know Vash wants to
wait, guys, I gotta read my notes for this one.
Oh, we already know what you said. You read
capital
your
Z, capital Z, capital Z, lowercase z, lowercase z, lowercase z, capital Z,
Vash,
capital Z,
this,
capital Z, lowercase z,
not watching
lowercase
this,
z,
I'm sorry.
lowercase z. Perfect.
Damn. Insane.
Anybody else wants to speak on this mid-ass anime?
I enjoyed this. I mean, like, come on, you know what you're getting with this series, bro. Like, it's that traditional like shonen shit. Like, it's not anything crazy in terms of the story. I feel like, but production wise, action wise, I mean that's all I really can ask for. That's all I really want, honestly. With it, with
studio,
this. Like,
not,
like, and that
for.
shit hits. That shit hits. I mean, it's one of the better produced things, if not the best produced thing, like in this season, honestly. Just from like a technical aspect, like
No,
I
100%.
mean, but yeah, like so we saw with like Onimaru and YAIBA in this episode. Like this is what the series is going to be about. It's going to be a constant back and forth with them one upping each other. Like obviously Onimaru got the better of YAIBA in this episode, although YAIBA was fighting with a dang pole, and meanwhile we saw what Onimaru had. I mean, he destroyed like the whole school, essentially, like split the school in half or whatever. So yeah, that was something showcasing the powers of his new weapon. That was actually really cool. And now YAIBA has his hands on a special weapon of his own as well. So I'm curious, especially like with the old man, Miyamoto Musashi, of course, seemingly going to train him and all that. I'm curious, excited to see how that's all going to play out and for them to obviously clash again. When YAIBA is using the new weapon, I want to see like how that goes. But I think I talked about in the last pod about YAIBA is that like, we said that like, oh, Onimaru like sold his soul, right? But YAIBA, I feel like is going to represent more of like what a true swordsman, is like. I feel like for someone like Onimaru, he is like, it's more on like the negative emotions side of things. While YAIBA represents more of the positive kind of things. So I'm curious, like, if it's going to kind of pull a thing with, like, Dragon Ball. Like, obviously, we saw how, like, even, like, characters like Vegeta, Piccolo, like, how they first are introduced and how they come across and then how they change and develop for the better. I'm curious if that's, like, kind of the direction they're going to go at Onimaru, like, in the future. But, we'll have to wait and see. Right now, though, I've had a fun time with this series. Like, is it anything crazy in terms of the story, the characters? No. But I kind of figured like when I was getting into this, like, oh, it's an older shonen series. So that was my expectation. I was like, just expect Wit Studio on it. Really good staff. The action's hitting. And it is. So that's all. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy with what YAIBA's put out so far. And if it does going forward, if it surprises me with certain character moments or certain plot points, then I'll take that even more so as well. Like that is totally welcome. But Like, am I really expecting that? No. But you know, is this one of the best shows of the season? No. But I really have enjoyed my time with each episode. So
Yeah.
can't complain.
Just a classic shonen, man. It's just
Yeah.
like Nate said, it's just fun. I know a little bit of the material, so I'm just excited for more. It's just fun. It's not like again the greatest shonen ever. It's just one of the first shonens out there, and it's just bringing it back in the modern setting, and with amazing animation by Wit. And I look, Yaiba's a little shit, man.
He's a little menace, yeah.
He's just a menace. Like I kept saying that he kind of did push Onimaru to this point, but look, like he kind of did. He did. He was doing a lot, like putting traps, going to the school and be like, "Fight me, fight me."
I
fight
feel
me."
like anybody would have lost. Like,
Yeah,
the fact that it took so, like, Onimaru, like, he was trying to, like, kind of hold back. Like, he was trying to not let it, but, like, it just kept building up and building up and building up and building up.
yeah.
I feel like anyone really would have snapped. Like, obviously, they take it to, like, a crazy level. It's like anime shit,
Right,
shonen shit. But, you know, a lot of people in that situation would have snapped as well. Because, I mean, yeah, YAIBA is he's a little menace.
He
For
is,
sure.
but he's just so fun too. So it's like, I don't know, can you ever be truly mad? But you can't, because man, he's just a little shit, man. He's still trying to learn. He's only been in the jungle with his dad and training to be a
Yeah, this is a
swordsman.
whole new world
Yeah,
for him, really. Like,
yeah,
even, like, just emotional, like, intelligence and things like that. Like, as he grows,
yeah,
he's so young too, so, like, as he grows up, I don't know how far they're gonna go into his life, but I would assume, like,
right,
right, like, he picks up on a lot of these things, like, even how he acts towards the girl, right? Like, there's gonna be things
yeah,
I feel like he changes about himself as he goes along, or at least I would hope so. Like, just
right.
certain social cues and things that, like, you would, think
Yeah.
he
He
would come
might
to
he
learn.
might get there sooner than Goku, like a little bit, right? He was talking about like, "Oh, I've seen her biddies in the bath when we take a bath together," and everyone else like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
It's just like those little things are just fun. I don't know, but yeah, that's all I
Um,
really have to say.
I was
You
gonna
want to go
say,
to the
I was gonna say for YAIBA, he's saying that he's a little shit, but you know who isn't a little shit for once? Lazarus.
no, he is a little
I'm
shit.
gonna
That's why he
and
parkours and escapes and through prisons. He's a shit, man.
I want to give a quick shout out to Memory, who is wearing a Cowboy Bebop shirt tonight.
Yes,
Oh,
I
sir.
see you giving representation to
yeah.
the
I
goats.
didn't even
I
mean to do
respect that. I
that,
respect
but
that.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you did. That's
Was
funny.
not
And I
intentional.
want
It was, I
and I want to give
promise.
another shout to Gremmon, who thank the Lord, Lord, thank you because it's Easter, gave me subbed fucking anime this week. I was so happy. Thank
There you
fucking
go.
God, because I'm tired of watching this shit dubbed. Oh
Oh,
God, let me tell you, this shit sub
oh my
slaps.
god.
This is probably one of the better episodes for Lazarus. I'm actually, because of this, I'm not dropping it anymore. I was like, you know what? They're cooking in Japanese. Let them cook in Japanese, please. Um, no, yeah. I saw Dr. Skinner with tits. That was
Oh,
Oh
that was
on the
my
pretty good.
god.
beach, on the
Yeah,
beach.
I,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was,
yeah, I was
That was crazy.
yeah.
hey, we don't judge in 2025, my boy. And speaking about not judging, we got that little
Trans
trans
character.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice little spin. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. We got a little backstory with, I forgot the name of the character, but the black
Doug.
guy. I apologize. Yeah,
Doug.
was that his name? Doug? Thank you. I don't really care for the characters yet. Still, nobody's really sticking to me yet. Not even the MC. It's like, again, the dub killed it for me. It has killed it for me so fast. That's
You know,
why
I
I'm
feel that
very
the characters are kind of just one note.
lackluster.
Well, we're
It
still
can
I
reading
feel
change.
no,
them, right?
I feel like no,
Yeah.
that's what these beginning episodes I feel like because we
Yeah.
like even that
No, I get
even the previous episode like it was a bullshit lead, right? But it's like pairing the characters together. You're getting little tidbits about them, like learning things about them,
Mhm.
getting more backstory. I feel like I would say give it a little more time. Couple
Oh
episodes
yeah.
in, when you have a pretty decent sized cast, like it's kind of a lot to ask for you to like feel
Right.
too strongly or like
I
very
like
strongly about you know
I like
all of them
Doug.
at
Doug's
least.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You get his backstory a little bit. I think we're all just I don't know. I really love what's his name? Gonzalez. What's his name?
Oh, the main dude,
Alex?
Axel.
Gazpacho.
Axel, yeah.
Axel, you're right.
Axel.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Axel.
Axel.
Yeah, I love Axel. Axel's dope, and the animation when he goes
Brother.
into breaker style. So if y'all
Bro.
don't know, I'm making a Yakuza reference. It's one of Majima's fighting styles called breaker style. That's what it looks like Axel uses when he fights, man. It's so cool.
Bro.
Yeah, the
animation's
way they
so
animated
good.
that, like in the street. What I forget the other dude that was with him, the blonde haired dude. Like seeing him try to
Yeah, I
jump.
forget the kid's name.
Yeah, trying to
Raven?
see him
Yeah.
jump and like follow him, like
Yeah.
when he jumped onto the
Ravens.
roof below and he like rolled and like tumbled. I was like, man, this dude just getting put through it. That was
I thought he broke his legs for a minute. I was like, bro, Axel, you can't. You know he can't do what you're doing. Why are
Yeah.
you putting him
He's
through
like, yeah,
this?
we just jumped right here off a freaking moving bus onto like
He's like, wait, what?
so yeah, like just crazy. But that I got a
And
kick
then
out of
he
goes
that.
down into the little
Because they're just like, all
house.
right, yeah, like I
Right,
got
right.
to, and he jumps and he's just like stumbling. I'm just like, geez, bro. Like I feel for this dude.
He
Why
fell
is he
into the
even with him
house.
in the
Had the
mission?
little
Oh, because he's a
girl.
good grandson. Oh,
Right,
good
right, right.
grandson.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, honestly, why was he paired with him? And especially in this situation. But I guess he's a good like I guess right, a great grandson look, but also he kind of can make people look at him like not as like a bad guy initially. Because even last episode, right, where like the guys like they were kind of like chilling with him, like what were the what were they? I forget what they were. I forgot what they said, but like that I don't know. He's easily
Oh,
able
the
to
debt
get people on
collectors,
his
the
side.
cops,
The
the
debt
cartel.
collectors, they were chilling with him. They were like chilling with him. So maybe in this case, it was the right choice for him to be with him because he's just really easily like able to get with people and be like kind of like turning.
Charisma.
Yeah, he's just I don't know how he looks is just like he's just a cool. He's just cool.
Roll for Riz.
Also, did y'all
no.
notice the dude that looked like Skinner in the camp that they just
Yes, yes,
yeah,
I was saying
yeah, they
that. I think he was-
nonchalantly showed him and then like nobody like even batted an eye.
Well, that's what I was
don't-
confused.
I think that
I
was
don't-
just a red.
Well, you wait, do
Yeah.
you really think so? Like
I don't know.
Yeah, I
no,
do,
because
I
they did
do.
say there's
I-
a bunch of these Skinners or whatever. So like when I first
Right.
saw him, I was just like, okay, they didn't like
Well,
I don't know.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that comes back at some point. I don't know. Like
True. No,
Yeah,
I
but
do feel
he
you,
was
right?
there
Hey,
all
just keep a
along.
mental note that there was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
homeboy
Yeah,
Just
pretending to
chilling.
be blind,
just chilling.
just chilling in the
Maybe-
homeless camp.
Yeah.
I'm probably seeing that. I'm thinking maybe there was more of him in the previous episodes and we didn't even peep. So I'm gonna go back probably and just to see like if they're just fucking with us. Like hey, like each episode you're gonna see a little glimpse of Skinner. Maybe in each episode like he was there.
Maybe
there.
honestly, that
actually
would be
interesting.
sick, right?
Yeah,
with the
that would be a
cameras
little
with them-
interesting.
With there being a lot, that was just because they put like a kind of like a filter over their faces, right? But like there was literally there's no filter you could put over their face or anything. That I think that could have been him, but I don't know. I kind of feel it wasn't, but that would have been crazy if that was him.
Because I was like,
I feel
surely
like
they
it's-
saw this dude, right? Like, if I was
You're
one of
not that
them, and
stupid, right?
if I was like Axel or the other dude, like, and I saw him or Doug, if I saw that dude, I would have been like, wait, like he's one of the Skinners, like the whatever,
Yeah.
you know, or he is
100%,
Skinner.
right?
Yeah, I would have definitely like, I don't know, I would have been interested by that dude at least from his appearance, but I
But
don't
they
know.
couldn't tell even last episode, right? He has white hair, and the other guy had like white hair, but like I don't know, it wasn't like
Yeah,
the same thing. So I don't know. I think for them this is really hard to tell. So I don't know. But yeah,
I
this
mean,
was a good
A
episode.
better
though.
episode, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
good,
A
it was
lot
good.
better.
It was fun, and I love the baklava. That dude, that tree looked
If
great.
you guys never had baklava, I recommend
never
anyone
had
to try
it, actually.
would
Oh, I
order
need it. I need hers. Give it to me, please.
It's so good.
Oh my god,
So good.
I need it. But we
Baklava's
found the
really
hacker.
good.
Oh, you've had it? Lucky.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
really good.
I need it, bro.
I'll give one honorable mention. I didn't say it in the beginning. Real quick. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. It's nothing
yeah.
crazy, but I will just put out there like it's going to build up into something more interesting. We're getting like this
Yeah.
B girl next episode. So looking forward to see what's up with that.
it was.
I'm
I enjoyed probably episode 2 more than episode 1. Honestly, like I feel like it was a
Yeah.
step up.
100%.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I think it was really cool actually that Knuckle Duster, he doesn't even have a quirk. Like, dude's just actually just that strong.
I was like,
He's just actually that
no
badass.
shot. This man's just throwing straight
love
hands at everybody.
him.
I'm like, word.
I
it.
love the fact that even the
Suspiciously.
way
Him, evil.
the way that Eraserhead grabs him, I was always like, I got you. Wait, are you? Whatever, you go, bro. Whatever. I was gonna just get you for abusing your quirk, but damn, you really just that guy. He goes, my quirk is my feast. Like, all right, bro. Shit. Okay.
Nah, he's
Like,
already
okay, you're that guy.
he's already had some like I don't know. I've liked a lot of his lines so far, even like 2 episodes in. Like some of like his little quotes and like
Yes.
even what he was saying to like the Koichi in the first episode, uh, about him like being able, like, are you able to take action, and just I don't know, some of the little lines he's had I've really liked so far. He's probably my favorite out of all the characters so far. Knuckle Duster.
He's like a I want to say, like, I'm trying to think of like what comic book character I would like
Oh,
give
speaking of
him,
comic book,
right?
they had a freaking Wolverine and Cyclops reference in
Yeah,
this
they did.
in this
Yeah,
episode.
they did.
I
That's
did.
fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
was
was
it
a
with the
Maybe
kids?
yeah, the kids.
yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I didn't put two together. You're
Yeah.
right. Damn, how the fuck did I say that? But
Yeah, Vigilantes
that's my
is so
little
fun,
tidbit.
man.
Idol
Good.
Pop. She's definitely simping for this MC of ours, but she's definitely good shit. You know, pink hair girl always wins in the end.
Oh, and we got his name.
But,
we got the crawler. The
The
crawler.
crawler.
Now. Yeah, we got
No,
that.
no,
The nice guy.
the crueler.
The crueler.
The
crueler.
crueler.
Oh, you're just nice guy, man. What do you?
You're just
Oh.
nice,
Nice
man.
guy.
What do you want, bro?
He's
Your
like,
name is
no,
nice guy."
man. No.
He's like, no, nice is from a different show. It's from To Be Hero. I'm someone
Ah,
else.
You
I'm
ran.
the crueler.
You have two
No,
nice guys now.
if there's nothing else, I'm not gonna be Mr. Nice Guy when it comes to us ending the anime
Oh.
spotlight and going to now with the
Yeah, we gotta do some. Hey, Boss Man's gonna grill us for how long this episode is already. Let's do some rapid fire. Come on.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can speed roll the speed run the.
Yeah, so we're gonna get now into our little top 10 of the week. I'll start us off right here. Apothecary Diaries with me was episode of the week. That's my number 1. Number 2 is KOWLOON Generic Romance. Number 3 is Arahira-san. I didn't speak about that in rom-com. I was looking down
I
on my
was gonna
list.
tell you.
I'm like, I missed something. Yeah, I feel like I missed something,
It's
but
okay.
I
No,
will say here real
let's
quick.
talk about it. Let's talk about it just for a minute, just a little bit.
No, you can't.
Boss Man ain't here. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Oh,
All I will just
God.
say real quick is, on the previous episode, I was telling the boys how like I gave this first season a 10 out of 10, and I feel like I was wrong. I should have given something less. Then I seen episode 2 of Arahira-san, and I'm like, no, I'm fucking wrong. I now know why I gave it 10 out of 10. This shit is nice. This shit is amazing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it right now a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna keep it watching. I hope it gets better peak. We see more like romance, kissing, stuff like that, because it has been just peaking with the guy.
Our main character out here thinking he's drunk, so his personality
that was-
changes so
Bro,
much.
that was fucking amazing.
Bro,
Yo, Harem was loving that shit.
lost her shit,
She
bro.
was.
She was like,
He's a
It was too much. It was too much for her, bro.
She's like, this is
Couldn't
my
handle
god,
the Riz.
bro,
He could not
bro.
handle the Riz.
Yo, we need to hit up Hori from Horimiya and tell her just to make
Dang.
Miyamoto make him think that he's drunk, and then bro, she would be she'd be fiending for it.
Nah,
bro.
he needs to act more like a masochist, like bitch slap her, like stop
Exactly.
acting like this.
Hey, he's just got to be a little bit more forward.
Yeah.
And
the
imagine
whole-
if bro, the shit that was happening to the hard side, bro. Oh my god. And then
Definitely.
you forgot to talk about fucking
The Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
That was cool.
Yo,
that
That
was
was
awesome.
so fun.
That was the most funnest shit.
That
I've
was
ever,
awesome.
Like, no
Oh.
respect towards Animal Crossing, but my boy was getting married. He, like fucking.
Dude, Tom
Yes,
Nook is the
sir.
homie. And then they killed off Tom Nook. They
Bro,
killed
I
him
wanted that.
off.
I wanted that to last like the whole episode, like the whole
rest
series,
of the
bro.
episode,
Like,
I would have been fine with that. I gave it straight 9 out of 10. I was like, this episode. I was like, why the fuck did I say 7 out of 10 last episode? I'm so stupid now. 9 out of 10 right now. This anime. I hope
There
it
you
becomes
go.
10 out of 10. Like I've been
was-
loving it. I've been loving it.
Then they had,
Maybe
like-
the beginning was like a little soft.
they had a Yakuza reference, I think we pointed
Yeah.
out, and
Yeah,
they
they
had an
did.
Akira reference with the bike, of course.
Yeah, the bike was
They had
the
a-
Kira bike.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter reference too. I might be wrong. That might have been the first episode, but it had a Hunter x Hunter reference. I was like, Gong? Huh? What? Long
Oh, I
hair.
think that was in Witch
What?
Watch, was it?
That was Witch Watch, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
confusing too. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
The comedy were both so similar. I was like, damn, I can see why I like both of them
I
right
think
now.
You're
they're
good.
very different, but yeah.
You're good.
No, the
Yeah,
Animal
but that's a
Crossing
9 out of 10 for
was
me.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it maintains it. But that's my number 3. Number 4 is Fire Force season 3. More Captain Hanabi, please. Number 5, can a boy girl friendship survive? Even though
That high is
it's
insane.
going down the drain, it's still my top 5. Number 6, Witch Watch. Number
Over
7,
Witch Watch.
Lazarus.
That's crazy.
You know what? I will.
Nah, keep going, bro.
Keep
You know,
going.
fuck that. I'm kidding. Number 7,
Your
Lazarus.
shit. Keep
Number
going,
8,
bro.
number 8, the dinner table detective. Number 9, the Shinji family. It's not incest. And number 10, My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
Alright.
Next on the list, Neko.
It's a me. All right, for me, of course, To Be Hero X is my number 1. 2, and Shirley. 3, Lazarus. I love Lazarus a lot, guys. I don't care what y'all say. 4, Witch Watch. 5, Apothecary Diaries season 2.
You didn't
6,
like
Dinner
this
Table
episode?
Detective. 7, Your Forma. 8, KOWLOON, and 8, 9, Ushujin Mumu. This is just my anime, dude. It's about cats
Yeah,
and
that's
aliens, and
Neko's
then
anime.
come on,
So
I saw
dumb,
that.
bro.
it's
I
great,
saw
man.
that.
And 10, YAIBA. All right, man, God.
All right, number 1. Neko took mine. It's To Be Hero X. Number 2, Ume Musume, which we're not talking about because only me and Memory over here are watching it. But it's
Gosh,
really
about
good.
it next episode, yes.
We love
It's
love
so
our little horse
good.
girls. It's
The
so
rivalry,
fun.
the rivalry is
The
brewing.
rivalry is kicking up, bro.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the next time they race.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Number 3 is KOWLOON. This shit is intriguing. Adam and Eve type shit. Like, I'm actually super intrigued by that. Number 4, Rock is a Lady's Modesty. Another one we're not talking about, but boys, the way they be dripping after every performance is crazy.
Yo,
saw
they
that manga panel.
nerfed the one girl's cheeks
Yeah.
though, bro.
I
They
saw
did
that
though.
manga.
They nerfed her cheeks. So a friend of ours likes to help out with redrawing some manga panels, and he slid us the panel of something that happened in this chapter, and god damn, they nerfed her cheeks. Like,
time.
oh my god. Anyway, Ninja and Assassin living under the same
It's
roof.
so
That's a
cute,
really
yeah.
I'm gonna start
fun
watching
show.
that.
It's so
I'm gonna start
awesome.
watching
It's
that.
so
Yo,
cute.
that I know we talked about how it's by Shaft, but the episode 2 was
It's so
really
Shaft.
like if you
Yeah,
didn't know it was
100%.
Shaft by episode 2, you knew after episode 2.
No,
Like the
the
neck
head-
tilt.
episode
The head tilt?
Yeah, the head
Even
tilt.
episode 1, they had the
I
head
saw
tilt.
clips.
They had so
saw
many of the head
clips.
tilts in episode 1. People just didn't pick it up. It was there, dude.
I feel like
Bro.
it was so
The
much more
Hispanic
apparent
Assassin
though.
watching
Like
it,
in
don't
this
worry.
one, like they made it like a point to like
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
If someone had to just tell me
Uh,
outright, there's some etchiness, and I would have been like, "Oh, bet, say that assassin and etchiness. That's all me right there. Don't
bro.
worry."
There's not really etchiness, but
No,
like
there
the
is,
girls
but-
are cute.
Borderline etchiness. I would say not
There's-
crazy,
like there's
but
fan
it's borderline.
service. There's fan service.
There we
Yeah.
go. Fan service. That's
Yeah,
the better
But it's
term.
not
not
straight
etchy.
etchy. Yeah, it's not straight
Yeah.
etchy.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm down with it. I'm still
Uh,
down to clown.
Number 6 is Aharon-san. Like I said, that it was real. It's just real fun.
Mm-mm.
Number 7, Apothecary. Lowman is here.
Yes, sir.
Number
Yes,
8,
sir.
Anne Shirley. Number 9, Mono, and I'm not gonna get it wrong this time. This is the one with the kite, and they were flying a
Oh
kite
yeah, you
taking
did
pictures.
get him.
I got it so fucked
Yeah,
up
yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just because I fucked it up last time, I'm gonna share Mono spot with the taste of
Food
what
for the
is it
Soul?
called? Food for the Soul.
Oh.
Thank you. They're both really good. They're really cool club animes. Both of them. One of them's a club about taking pictures. One of them's a club about
Food.
Food.
nothing. Actually.
Well, true. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Food, aka nothing.
But yeah, food, aka nothing. But now they cook some tasty looking shit. Honestly, that rice pilaf looked really good. I'm not even
There
going
you
front.
go. There you go.
Number 10 is Witch Watch. Witch Watch, it has to be on the top 10 every week. I'm telling you this. It is
100%.
never dropping out of the top 10, but it is number
Mm.
10 for this week. It was really good,
Mm-mm.
but there was so much good stuff, so it's not really an insult. But anyway, Memory, why don't you wrap us up? What do you got?
Yeah, we won't skip you this time.
Yeah, for something.
Oh, that was good.
Okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
yo.
Then there's my top 10. Number 1, I had Mono actually, episode 2. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just enjoying this series. I might be biased a little bit towards the creator because of Yuru Camp, but no,
Mhm.
really, like, I'm loving the series. The production I've actually been really surprised by. Like, it looks really nice. A lot of the shots they go for, I really like. The characters are so fun so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, really enjoying that one. Number 2, Uma Musume, Cinderella Grey. Number 3, Witch Watch. Number 4, To Be Hero. Number 5, Aharon-san. Number 6, Apothecary. Number 7, and Shirley. Number 8, Ninkoro, or the ninja and assassin one. Number 9, Lazarus, and then number 10, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes.
Ooh.
So yeah,
No, that's a great segue to the final, part, the outro, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast. Does anybody want to say a final farewell before I close it off?
Nah,
Read light novels, brothers.
dude.
Honestly,
this
he's
spring
not
season
lying.
is peak. Just watch everything.
yeah. I think
Watch
I,
it.
s-
Honestly,
I think I
I
said it
have
last
30
week.
things.
Yeah, there's a lot. I said
There's
it
a lot.
last week. There's been so many things that have surprised me. I feel like,
Yeah.
before going to this season on paper, I was like, there's some things I'm really interested in. I'm gonna like, but there's things that were just totally not on my radar. Honestly, that like I'm watching, I'm like, okay, like this shit's actually hitting like a lot more than I thought it was going to. And then
Yeah.
Uma Musume obviously was a surprise because like I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to like watch it because of all the other inserts. But like this is actually a good starting point. So go watch Cinderella Grey if you're interested at all. It has that traditional sports anime feel, so that would be what I would say. Like go. I'm in the rabbit hole now. That's all I'm gonna say. So like, if you want to
Yeah.
join me, like join us, I guess, because me and Grem are in it. So
Yeah.
come join us in the cute horse
Join us in the
girl
horse
racing
girl
rabbit
rabbit
hole.
Hey.
Just like a little bit of a side thing. I guarantee you one of these weeks y'all are gonna hear about me and Memory watching all of Uma Musume, whether he puts
It's
it up
gonna
on his
happen.
channel
Yeah, it's gonna
or
happen.
whether like we just binge it off of camera or whatever. It's
Mhm.
gonna happen.
Mhm.
And that being said, I'm also probably at some point gonna be binging all the To Be Hero stuff. So
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
so there you go, you know. You
Yeah,
got
To
We're
Be
some
Hero
putting-
stuff.
series.
We didn't have a lot to binge. We didn't binge a lot this week, but there might be more coming soon. So
Yes, sir. Actually, we'll
For
actually
sure.
be a
Well, we
binge.
got. Hey, we are going to finish.
we will have that.
Eureka, all
We will have
right?
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll
Alright.
promise to finish my show. But I want to give two quick shout outs to Giguk, who put out his anime stuff. Some people like
Yeah.
it, some people don't. But shout out to him. If you want to see his take on some anime, definitely give him a shout out. And for my personal boy, a movie came out that a lot of people were not talking about. I'm actually surprised. The Miku Who Can't Sing movie that came out
Oh,
in theaters.
yes.
If you guys want to see a detailed review about it, he had posted about it on his Instagram. You can follow him. His name is Fierno. Definitely a really cool dude. Shout out to you, Nato. If you want to see if it's worth watching, by the way, it really is worth watching. And I'm not a Project Miku fan. Definitely give it a read. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth watching. But again, thank you guys for watching Off the Binge. I'm sorry that Vash could not join us, but I promise you, Boss Man will be here next episode to give us more trash takes about Isekai. And again, thanks to my co-hosts for joining us tonight. We'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.
Peace.
Bye. Love To Be Hero. XC.
Finally, Miguel stopped watching them sweaty men. Freaking, jeez.
That KOWLOON man,
Can-
that man's zesty. I'm sorry.
I gotta take a
No,
break
no,
for
no,
once,
no,
bro.
That man getting paid to
No,
110%.
he can't take a break, man.
Jeez.
Who doesn't love seeing sweaty men? You know?
All right, see ya.
Yeah.